Mr. Primetime.
Waiting for the intro.
I'm not smart enough to do the intro, man. I'm to get this up the way it is now was a big challenge for me.
Playoff football. Let's go.
Yeah, I don't. So the first trick is to see how this looks for everybody, if they could actually see it when we play it. The second thing will be how it sounds if the sound from the video is so overpowering where you can't hear anything. Just so if you guys tuning in for the first time, we've never done this before, so we have no idea how it's gonna look, how it's gonna sound. I have no idea. Jets. This is a game. I was actually at this game. It was awesome.
Same. I was there too.
What's up, Afram?
Little fever, but wasn't staying home.
So the other thing is that this video is somebody else's video on YouTube. So I got to figure out how to. We'll give them credit for it. We'll tag it in the description. And I don't know how good the video quality is. I pieced through it a couple different times to look at it. And this is basically a TV broadcast. You get the old school commercials. You get the hype video. So the first thing I see is how loud this is. So prime time, we could probably start it and see what happens. And wait till you see the intro music. It's fucking awesome, dude. I love this shit.
I remember watching a bunch of these.
It's nice in here. Hey, let's let our friend Sluggo drive.
So we'll see how. Let us know if the sound is too loud, if it overpowers us or not.
Sluggo likes
it.
Wait to hear the music, man. The CBS music, the build up. It's awesome, man. It's so cool.
The Lexus GS 400, a flat out value at your Chicago area Lexus dealer.
Here's to you. Thanks for making News 2 Chicago your choice for news.
Wait to hear this hype video.
It's been 30 years since the fans of New York City.
How awesome is that?
Is that the real chant in the background?
Yeah, the stadium was rocking, dude.
I remember that. Those chants were going like 20 minutes before the game started.
Bill Parcells earned his place among New York football legends by winning 2 titles as head coach of the Giants. He's back in New York this time as head coach of the New York Jets, answering the prayers of their fans.
How awesome is it, dude?
Take us back to those days.
Positioned themselves for a run at a second Super Bowl. Jacksonville head coach Tom Coughlin is a Bill Parcells.
The stadium was so electric, man. We were tailgating at like 7 o'clock in the morning for that game.
Nuts.
He took over the Jaguars in '95. 1 year later, had them in the AFC Championship game after stunning upsets in Buffalo and in Denver. Now the Jets are back in the playoffs for the 3rd straight year.
If you guys, if everything sounds good, it looks good, and there's no echoes, just let us know, man.
Could be a little louder. I don't know if you can put it louder or not.
Make it louder? We can. Just don't want to overpower our voices. It's Mark Brunell, not Steve Brunell.
12 years since the Jets have hosted a playoff game. Today, a time this team and its fans have thirsted for. It's a battle for the final spot in the AFC Championship game as Jacksonville travels into
dude, that fireman Ed, a little louder. All right.
Ed was fired up this game. He was going batshit crazy.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Bert Lundquist along with Randy Cross. Welcome to the Meadowlands and the continuation of a
I made it a little bit louder. Is that any better?
1-15 2 years ago.
I can hear
Division champions for the first time since the merger this year. And Randy, any number of feel-good stories this year, none more prominent than Vinny Testaverde and his quarterback play for the Jets.
And when I think of Vinny Testaverde, I think of poise and confidence in 1998. The Jaguars' goal of the day on Vinny Testaverde, they got to blitz him and try to shake that confidence. For the Jets defense, if you had to say one guy
Brian Cox
embodies the whole thing that
there is
about on defense, it's Brian Cox. The entire team has to reflect his personality.
Such a good
Jaguars,
Jet, man.
They got kind of a two-headed monster on offense.
Mark
Brunell has to stay in the game and has to stay healthy. Fred Taylor's running game keeps Mark Brunell healthy.
This was the high-flying Jaguars.
Defense, a huge story will be how
that was what, the 3rd year?
In the offense. And Kevin Hardy has to be the guy in charge of getting after Vinny Testaverde.
Jets in the playoffs for the first time since '91, first time at home since 1986. We'll be back.
Place was just going nuts, man.
For more on that story, here's Michelle Tafoya.
Yeah, Vern, this is the ice that was chipped off the sidelines earlier today, but the field itself is fine. It was covered by a tarp.
That was the old school turf.
Rain hit earlier this week. Players who were warming up told me it's springy and soft, not frozen and hard like they expected, but no one was afraid to admit how cold it is down here, and it's only going to get colder as the wind picks up, which is expected to do, Vern. Back up to you.
All right, Michelle, the Jets have won the toss and have elected to receive before Obviously, a sellout crowd of better than 74,000. Mike Hollis will kick off.
Oh man,
And
bring me
leading
back to
for
this
the New York
day.
Jets, Kevin Williams, number 23, and Dave Meggett, picked up by Bill Parcells
Steve Meggett?
as a free agent in mid-December. When
Fumbled
Leon
next
Johnson
week.
went down. He is a Parcells favorite.
And this is the time of year, these are the reasons you sign a Dave Meggett late.
Here's the Hollis kick. And it will be taken by Meggett at the 9-yard line. Spins, he gets to the 29-yard line. Vinny Testaverde, 12.
With James
So
Ferry on
much.
special teams? 58 up there?
Yep.
Years in the NFL,
Parcells was big
this
on
was
that,
his
man.
third playoff start. He was 1-1 as a starter for Cleveland in '94. Up front, remarkable play by
You wonder if maybe he
offensive
was starting
line
from
that
week
has
1 if that
started
championship
every
game would have been at
this
home
year.
instead
Elliott,
of going to
Berger,
Denver.
Mawai, O'Dwyer, and Fabini. Curtis Martin, more than 1,200 yards. Byers back from an inactivity. Corbett and Keyshawn Johnson both with over 1,000
This was
yards.
divisional round. They won. They won the division. They went
Officially, the
12-4.
ball spotted at the 30,
They had a first round bye.
That's Byers in motion. And Testaverde will throw on first down.
Look at Mawai out there already.
Two blockers in front.
He laid out 2 guys on that.
40 and surges out to the 46-yard line.
Every play that offensive line had guys out there in front.
A
Love that.
gain of 17 and a first down for the Jets. Jacksonville's defense, and it has been a problem this season. Smengi, Yurkovich, Pritchett, and Curry up front for Tony Brackett. Pop, Schwartz, and Hardy, the linebackers. And in the secondary,
Mawai was awesome, man. That offensive line played. They were nasty as hell.
Thomas at 6'3", he goes up against Keyshawn Johnson much of the afternoon. First down from the 47. Play fake, Testaverde comes right. He's got Keyshawn Johnson across the 50 to the 48. And Aaron Beasley is there to make the tackle.
I really like that first call, that little screen play, because that
Good
set
boy.
up some blocking down the field and some
Love that guy.
physical football, specifically by Kevin Mawai, the center. But then you
This was
follow
Charlie
it up a
Weiss
little
calling
short
plays
one
at
to
this point,
Keyshawn.
wasn't it?
And you
Yeah,
got
he was
something
the
going
OC
on out
and
here on the
Belichick was the
outside.
defensive coordinator,
Jacksonville does not have small corners. Beasley 21 is not a small corner. And on the other side, Dave Thomas is the exact same size
I love that
as
jacket
Keyshawn
too. I think I
Johnson.
had one just like it.
Bill Parcells in his second year as head coach of the Jets. Author of an astounding turnaround. Here's the handoff to Martin.
Look at the holes they were giving him, dude. They were just mauling him at the line of scrimmage. Absolutely mauling him.
Jets after the 7-yard gain. Kevin Hardy and Eric Curry make the tackle.
Well, what the Jets want to do is establish inside a matchup right here. John Yurkovich and Kevin Mawai. Look at the quick swim by Mawai. He knows
Yeah,
the
Keith
second
Byers
is
back
coming
there,
backside on
too.
that quick trap from the wing. That opens the entire
Really?
defense up. That wasn't a group of really fantastic blocks on Tom Coughlin's defense. It was the defense reacting to what they saw and overreacting, creating a hole.
First down at the 39. This is Brady in motion to the left. There's a quick toss out to Martin. Eric Curry.
Yeah,
Look
cut
at
back.
Curtis Martin, dude.
To the right. Curtis Martin at the 33-yard line. Donovan Darius and Chris Hudson, the safeties, make the tackle.
Such a good player,
It's a
man.
nice job, though, by Donovan Darius at that safety position because the Jets have got this quick toss. Denver started this with Terrell Davis. The Jets have adopted it. The whole idea is to get the corner. The corner's been stuffed. So when Martin breaks back, that young safety has the presence of mind to
Dedrick
be
Ward there in the bottom,
and cut that
89.
whole thing
Yeah.
off. But look at Keyshawn Johnson working inside against Eric Curry, a defensive end.
He had that big catch
I
against
love
Buffalo, right?
watching these
The
receivers
Yep,
from
he
New
won the
York
game.
block, because they'll block linemen, linebackers, it doesn't matter.
Johnson wide to the left on second down. Byers in motion. They hand it off to Martin this time. Defensive penetration.
Oh, thanks for joining us, man. I love this kind of shit.
The fire plug at defensive tackle.
It's nice when we have like new games like this to
At
watch.
the 35.
Hey, this Jacksonville defense has really been worn out the last 3 or 4 weeks. Not so much on the field as much as off the field. People just ripped this team. Curtis Martin made a comment about having a big game this week, and this defense is taking it personally. But the best way to take it personally against a Curtis Martin, you better be able to handle those 5 guys up front.
5 wide right there.
First time on offense, and
This is where Vinny used to flourish, man, especially in a hurry up.
He's got 5 receivers out. Johnson in the slot to the left on third down. Here comes the blitz. Beasley coming in the blitz and Meggett with the catch.
The crowd is just so loud, dude. God.
Maybe they'll go on defense.
A 5th round draft pick. Then went to New England when it was cut by the Patriots and signed by Bill in December.
You know, been waiting for this since the playoffs started. The off week, knowing that Bill Parcells and David Meggett weren't rejoined here in New York with the Jets for Dave Meggett to cover kickoffs. He's a weapon.
And Vinny had this the smoothest. I mean, his arm is a cannon, man. He could just throw the football. Holy shit!
Don't forget also, this young guy out of Towson State, like you said, can also throw a pass.
That's a 14-yard gain officially. Testaverde play fake. Swinging comes from the outside.
There he is.
Oh,
That was my end zone too. That's the end zone. He scored that. That was my end zone.
what a play action.
Oh,
At that point,
amazing.
the game was over. Game was over right there.
What a throw. What a catch. I mean, what a route. This throw by Vinny's awesome, man.
Look at the fake, too.
The Jets are a little spread out with Keyshawn. Vinny reads the defense.
Look at this
And
throw,
look what
dude.
Keyshawn Johnson
Boom.
has done all alone. Every game there's a defensive
Yeah, 3 guys right there.
kick me sign on him.
So you figure
Aaron
opening
Beasley's the
drive,
kick me sign
you
for
know, they
Jacksonville.
figured it's just how they're going to come out. What are they going to do? They were on a
Point
mission,
after
man.
touchdown. Keyshawn Johnson, 83 catches in the regular season. His first ever.
How you
in the
take the life out of
playoffs.
somebody.
Jets lead by 7.
There's not much space here between Keyshawn and Aaron Beasley. Watch that space grow.
Aaron Beasley, who
Well,
was a
Beasley
Jet at one
wasn't
point.
56.
Future Jet.
Keyshawn keeps going. Great
Remember Aaron Beasley's a Jet?
execution and mental
Yeah,
awareness by
I do.
Vinny
That experience?
Testaverde to find Keyshawn.
It was him and what, Donnie Abraham, I think?
Yep.
20.
This is Stadium Banks at the 5. Comes left, and the Jaguars will get it offensively for the first time at their own.
This Jets
24-yard
defense
line.
was physical as shit, too,
Well,
man.
The Jets go with the opening kickoff, 70 yards. They average 10 per pop. Johnson gets the touchdown, 21 yards out.
CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines.
This is so
Proud
cool,
sponsor
man.
of the
I could
NFL
watch all
I
these
missed the
games.
spirals.
Super Bowl. State Farm Insurance, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And by American Express. American Express
times,
helps you do more.
Jacksonville first down, 10 of the 24. Mark Brunell injured in the second play toward the end of the season against Detroit. He missed, in effect, 4 regular
Listen to that crowd.
season games. Modestly effective last
I had no
week.
voice for like 3 days after this game.
The big question for Mark Brunell is a matter of mobility. First down, Jets open with a 3-4 defense, and they send at 3. Brunell with time, but good coverage, and it's batted backwards
Jason Ferguson?
by Jason Ferguson.
A lot of old names coming out of this hat, man.
Let's check the defensive line. You now know that Jason Ferguson is opening up a tackle. We'll check the
He was
Jaguars
consistent as hell.
offense.
For a few years, it was like Ellis, Abraham, all those guys got all the
His second
attention.
start, Brian
Yep.
DeMarco and Leon
Hey, well,
Sirk.
He was like a late round pick. Did we think a 6th round pick or something like that?
Shelton in the backfield. Keenan McCardell and Jimmy Smith in the wideouts.
Hard, good. Not all about him.
Second down and 10. Taylor comes left, finds a crack.
And I was a big Fred Taylor fan. He was really good. Because like this team had what? It was like Jimmy Smith, Keenan McCardell, and Fred Taylor.
Yep.
They were loaded on offense.
So they opened with a 3-4. Lyle, Ferguson, Logan, and Pleasant up front.
Nothing pleasant.
The linebackers, Mo Lewis, Pepper Johnson.
Pepper
and
Johnson.
Brian Cox. Aaron Glenn will play today. He's been injured with a bad ankle, but Ray Mickens starts for him. Corwin Brown, Green, and Otis Smith complete that defensive line.
Ray Mickens had a hell of a game.
And we have a measurement. That much. First.
One thing about facing Bill Parcells' defense led by Bill Belichick.
The
is you know
stadium
you're
was
gonna
just,
get
I mean, it
behind.
was, the fans were loud the
And right
entire
away from the
game, man.
get-go,
It
There
was
he is.
just,
Belichick there is showing Mark Brunell and the Jags offense.
Could've
I'm
been.
not giving you what you're going to expect all the time. Watch on 3rd down. Belichick will go with 2 defensive linemen, 5 linebackers sometimes. You can never predict what this guy's going to pull on you, but you've got to be able to react.
3rd and a foot. Double tight end set. You see the CBS first down line. Walk beyond which they must go, and they do. Fred Taylor gets the first down at the 35. Jason Ferguson with the tackle. And help supplied by Pepper Johnson.
I ran into him too, Dan. I ran into a Corvette's bar one day.
One thing about this young
Otis
running
Smith.
back out of Florida, though, you see him twice so far. He's gone onside. And when he runs onside, he can pop some big plays. And last week,
Fred Taylor had a phenomenal career too, didn't he?
Game against New England. He's at his most dangerous, though, when he cut backs and thinks you're going to give him that gap.
Skips across the 35 and into the hands of Rick Lyle.
Ferguson from all over the place. Right?
Ferguson, 95 and 70.
Yep.
A lot been made that Fred
Lyle
Taylor
was in
grew
there.
up in Belgrade, Florida, and played, of course, collegiately at the University of Florida. He is not used to the cold. He was telling us last night that the first time he saw snow was on a recruiting trip to Michigan State in Lansing, and he thought that Gainesville looked pretty good.
Yeah, I think all that kind of stuff is just hype for sports writers personally. This kid can run.
And right about now, he's forgotten that it's a little chilly. Here's Brunel.
What time he had?
Good throw.
And the pass incomplete.
Fucking mad already.
Mitchell, Brian Cox, number 51.
They didn't really have a dominant pass rusher though on that team.
Good offensive line play.
Carlos, we're doing the Chiefs game tomorrow, but we're gonna go through. I just want to see how this went. We can do any Jet game you want. We could do the. I think we go with all wins first, though. Before we go down the. We do beating the Packers, beating the Colts.
Or we just go in order. Go from this one to the Bronco game.
No. Let's do wins, man. Let's embrace happiness.
One of the keys for the Jaguars today is how well they recognize third down.
1,000% agree, Dan. 1,000% agree with you. Foley was good, man. The backup.
We should have just went to Ray Lucas sooner, though.
There you go.
Look at that blitz.
Intended for David Shelton, the fullback.
I was making it, right?
Yep.
And there's a flag.
Prior to the snap, delay of the game.
Yep.
Offense. Prior to the snap, delay of the game.
We could do the 9/11 game. We could do beating the Colts. We could do Jets, Patriots, beating them. We could definitely do that one. It's just a matter of finding the videos. Definitely could do that. We could do the 51-45 game. We just got to find them. We could find links on YouTube. We could do them all, man.
Most of them are there.
Yeah, we could definitely do it. I love doing this shit, man. I love watching these old games.
Reggie Barlow.
Monday Night Miracle, it's another one.
The shotgun, but McElwee blows his whistle. Now let's see what Bob McElwee has to explain.
8:28, please. 8:28.
Crap.
An additional 8 seconds back.
I just miss that environment, man. I miss when Jet games were like this.
This is a Jacksonville team that comes in as division champions, first time in their 4-year history. Tom Coughlin, of course, has been the coach all 4 years. They are the more experienced playoff team between these two. Here's Brunel.
3rd and 14. Jets are getting after it.
They didn't even blitz there. All over.
Chad Cascadin there.
Well, when you hit Brunel, it's got to be inside out. When I say inside out, cause a confusion between the guards and the center. Look at the game inside. Pleasant goes outside.
We could try to find that one too.
Inside, and Pleasant gets released. And it's Pleasant that hits Mark Brunel. Watch
That was
this
a boring game, though.
And the blitzes inside getting in Mark
We could do that. We could do any game you guys want. I'm down for all of them.
They make it still dangerous at 32. We'll grab this one at the 29. This time, excellent downfield coverage by the Jaguars.
I hate Elway, but I hate the fact that we had like 6 turnovers too, man.
4 on the return for Dave Meggett.
Dude, send it to us. TalkJetsRadio@gmail.com. We just tried. I tried to ask permission first before we watched it. And the guy was cool with it, so
NFL on CBS is sponsored by the American General Financial Group.
it's just cool going back down history and watching like some of the good moments. And,
We
tend to dwell on all the negative shit sometimes.
Dick Geron, the defensive coordinator of the Jaguars, said last night their goal today is to limit the Jets to 2 big plays in 60
Well, you failed, my friend.
Big plays defined as a run over 15 or a pass over 20. In the first drive, the Jets had 2 big plays, 2 for 7. Here's Testaverde, handoff, Curtis Martin. Up the middle to
But at this point, you're feeling good. The Jets get the first drive. They score a touchdown. They get the Jaguars off the field. You know?
Yep.
Crowd took over pretty quick in this game.
Yeah.
Voice of one of their own. Charles Bronson stars in the world premiere movie Family of Cops, Tuesday on CBS, America's most watched.
Probably watching the other shows and football.
Charles Bronson cut down on a few big plays. Jacksonville defense might need somebody like him if Bill Parcells' offense keeps running these formations and these big plays at him.
2nd and 7, you see the first down, CBS first down line to the right. And here's Testaverde, still perfect. Keith Byers makes the grab.
Byers.
A nice run of fullbacks for a while.
And a fight is broken out at the 30-yard line.
Yes, sir. Kevin Moore.
Yep.
See, that's what standing up for your quarterback and your teammates looks like. The bullshit you saw this year.
Your Testaverde's in his face, too.
Kevin Moore is a guy they can ill afford to lose. So the last thing you want is a veteran like that who does not have all the playoff experience in the world coming from a place like the Seattle Seahawks. And this high pressure, really emotional.
It's always funny watching him like that on the field. But like before games, nicest possible guy, signed every single autograph, would write his religious thing on your autograph.
But you had Mawai on the offensive side, and then you had Brian Cox on the defensive side. They just go at it, dude. Look at it. Cheap shot there. Look at Mawai. He's in his face. Like, that ain't happening here.
Go after Pritchett hit Todd Berger. This is a line that doesn't get a lot of credit, but they're a lot of the reason Vinny's played so well.
3rd and 4, and the spread offense now for the Jets. 4-man rush for Jacksonville. Popped across the middle. And there,
Come on, Corbett.
Wayne Corbett drops a pass.
I'll tell you something else about that, though, is the fact that Jacksonville defense did a nice job. Watch Corbett just try to come right behind
Short
the
of the
line.
first down anyway.
But the Jacksonville
he
defense
would've got
is
cracked.
right there to stop him. Hudson, the safety, filling up real quick like that. That's what Dick Duran's defense
I don't
needs
remember
to do
Corbett
against the
dropping too
Jets.
many.
Don't give him room to breathe.
John Kidd, the 3rd Jet putter this season.
Why don't I remember
Goes
John
underneath
Kidd
for
either?
Reggie Barlow.
I don't remember him either.
AFC with a 13-yard
Cooper wasn't there punting this year.
return average.
Yeah,
This not a good punt.
good point, Vincent. That's
Straight up in the air
um.
and is picked up.
There you go. Mo Lewis on special teams. Note.
That is a mental mistake by Kevin Devine. He had no business being near that ball. Bad news is, Kevin, you got
Yeah, I think the same. The thing with Brady is very true there. He's going to get his $15 million bonus before he retires. He ain't stupid. I can tell you what happened, Jets fleet, is PSLs priced out all the long-time season ticket holders.
20-minute drive
That's
away
what
from
happened.
Midtown Manhattan or downtown Manhattan as far as that goes. That's a 20-minute drive with no traffic. And a first down after the -10 on the return for Kevin Devine. Here's Taylor coming left. Up across the
Victor Green coming flying in.
Anthony Pleasant
Anthony Pleasant making some plays.
made the tackle.
I think one thing that surprises defenses about him, about the running back Taylor, is his leg strength. He's 230 pounds. But when you look at his thighs and his calves, he almost looks like Natron Means, who used to run for this Jaguars offense and is now down in San Diego. A lot of power out of those legs, but also about 4.40.
4 for 16 in the early going. 1,200 yards in his first season with the Jaguars. 4-man rush for the Jets. Burnell across the middle. Caught by Tavian Banks, number 22.
Personal seat licenses, man. That's a whole other story. But they priced out all the fans, all the longtime fans.
I'll give you a quick summary. My seats in this stadium were on the 40-yard line, 17th row. I was 2 sections over from Fireman Ed. Once they moved to Giant Stadium, used to the upper deck. Otherwise, those seats would have been $25,000 PSL and $700 a game.
Damon Jones, an extra tight end, is split way out to the right side on first down and 10.
I think his rookie year, didn't he? He did it a couple times. Or the year with Kotite.
The blitz. Taylor tries to cut back. Runs into Anthony Pleasant, number 98. Randy was talking about the
Cool. We'll check it out, Carlos. We'll find it. I'd love 5145 is always cool. What's up, Steve?
Is he loves to cut back. He's looking back here. This play wants to go here. Watch how well Mo Lewis in the backside of this defense protect the cutback. Anthony Pleasant's right there.
The defense was just so physical, man.
2nd and 9, deep right side. Ray Mickens is back defending, and he has excellent coverage on the speedster number 86.
Terrible throw, too.
Elvis Woodard.
Ray Mickens, I don't think never got as much credit as he deserved, man. He was so good, especially he was like only like 5'8".
He was a nickel for most of his career.
Yep.
Before the nickel was as prominent as
And Aaron Glenn was only like 5'9".
Look at that, watching the quarterback the whole time. That's
The perfect technique, man.
textbook. You don't see that now.
Then you had like Victor Green, like the thumper safety back there, just light everybody up.
Need to get to the 41. Grinnell chased to his left. Pulls it. Finds his receiver.
Come on.
Keenan McCardell, number 87, and that's good.
What's up, Armand?
Well, we've seen Mark Grinnell move.
They were high flying, Daniel. They were a good team, man. They scored a lot of points.
Speed he normally does, but he's got a little bounce in his step, and that's good for the Jacksonville offense. It's bad for the New York Jets offense, so if he can escape the pressure that easily.
The Falcons in the regular season that
Because
year.
Anthony Pleasant got in his face, he got the corner, and there was no threat on Grinnell.
First down and 10 at the 42. I formation this time, and Mitchell comes in motion. Taylor.
44 Corwin Brown?
Yeah. Didn't he have like a terrible game against the Broncos?
I talked about
Yeah.
Brian Cox being the attitude and the emotion of this entire Jets team. That's what he's really brought here.
I don't
I
remember
got
him
about
being
10.
started,
I got
though.
about 10 inches of snow here. How much snow did you get prime time?
We got like 5 or 6. Wasn't that bad. Roads are already
It's an
clear.
intangible that Brian Cox has brought, and most of that's just attitude.
Yeah, Brian Cox is tenacious.
An owner of some racehorses, and that's a passion he shares with Parcells. That's where they begin to
There you go.
begin a relationship with Landon Cox coming here. Here's a handoff, and Anthony Pleasant makes the tackle on Fred.
You need those nasty guys in the middle, man. Like those just like physical, no nonsense guys. You need that, man.
Pleasant is keeping those pads low. He's stuffing the big guy.
A lot of these guys like overachieve, man. All these like defensive linemen, they just play with such attitude. Unheralded guys.
Even direct shooters was the same thing. The Mike DeVitos, Sione Pujas, like all those guys.
You've seen a couple of real nice examples of how well coached this Jet defense is.
Plus, he's been all over the field this quarter.
3rd and 6, and the shotgun employed. Grinnell retreats, drills it, has a man open. It's McCarthy.
Come on.
Across the 50 for the first time. A 10-yard
Very true,
gain.
man.
Keenan McCardell, first down, Jaguars.
When in a few years you had a lot of confidence every week they played. You knew they were so
Normally
good.
the starter at left cornerback, and watch the matchup between McCardell and how he finds a spot for his quarterback. There's the spot, he finds it, and Grinnell finds him. They're going to look at Glenn, and they're going to go after Mickens, guaranteed. But a little pass blocking. Think Baselli's strong at all?
Tony
There's a
Baselli's
lot of
a
energy,
beast.
too, out of Brian Cox.
He's a Hall of Famer,
Big
man.
catch. Easy.
For swinging at people.
Quinn's back in. Here's the reverse to Elvis. No, it's a fake reverse, and the pass
Nope.
incomplete as Bobby Hamilton.
Job by
with the handoff,
Lewis.
and Mo Lewis was also there. They faked to the speedster, Wooded, and then Grinnell lets it go.
Defensive technique, coaching, and responsibility. Watch Hamilton.
That's when Keyshawn moved the ball, man.
Then he was like 2 yards short on
Get
that
up
shit.
the field,
Keyshawn
It
moved
was
that
just a
shit.
replay. We had no shots.
space and maintains the onside contain. That's another good sign of very, very good coaching and execution by the defense.
2nd and 10. 7-0 on a Keyshawn Johnson 21-yard touchdown catch. Taylor skips at the line, gets to the 43-yard line.
Pepper Johnson had a big influence on his team too, man. Another guy in the middle that was just excellent veteran guy, brought an attitude.
Saturday night, January 30th. You see that airs during the NFL All-Star Comedy Blitz. 3rd and 8.
There's the crowd.
3 of 4.
Those are my seats right there.
3rd and passing. Bill Cowher talked about how
Standing up somewhere.
Jacksonville in the pregame show. Grinnell in this offense so far executing very well on 3rd down passing.
With time, batted back.
There you go.
Brian Cox got his hand on the ball.
Telling you, Ephraim, Mawai on offense, Cox on defense. Set the tone.
Like Tony Baselli is knowing when the battle might be a little bit over, but still having the presence of mind to get the hands up to block a pass. Because guarantee you one thing, Tony Baselli is going to try to maul you physically.
Barker on for the second punt. Make it back to return it. Nice and high. And a fair catch called at the 6, perhaps the 7-yard line. We'll see where they spot it. Barker brings range.
Charlie, it used to be worse. We used to pull up to the stadium. You used to see Giant Stadium on the actual stadium. It was even worse. A constant reminder.
Almost no wind.
It's sad that most fans would still give anything to go back to
Aerial
that.
coverage provided by Southwest Airlines.
I miss that stadium. I hate MetLife.
Curtis Martin with his heels almost on the goal line, and Bill Parcells has gone with a 3 wide receiver set on first down and 10. Near the 10-yard line. Now let's check in with Michelle Tafoya.
Well, guys, because of a heart condition, Vinny Testaverde's dad, Alfred, can't watch the games in person or on TV. I called him this morning to find out how he'd be passing the time. He said he'd probably go to his daughter Elaine's to do some work in the basement. He said he knew she'd be watching the game, but all the carpentry work he'd be doing would drown out the noise. And he said, no matter what I do, it's a long 3 hours, Vern.
I can imagine. Well, if somehow word gets to him, they can say his son's doing quite well. 2nd and 8. Here's Martin with a toss. Cuts it back to the right. Gets a couple of yards. Joel Smith, 99, with the tackle.
What a nice
Yeah, Mawai was excellent, man.
It's so fun watching those toss plays with him and all those guys pulling the outside where they got out there.
Nice situation.
Well, he had Shea. They played at Shea Stadium.
Excellent job of game planning.
He played the Polo Grounds for a couple of years too.
Yep.
Well, we have reached the end of
First quarter, 7-0.
the end of the first quarter. Bill Parcells' squad on top 7.
It's true, man. It reminded me of it's almost like the Rex years when they were doing ground the pound. They knew we were running the ball. Nobody would stop it, though.
We'll return to Giant Stadium right after this message.
Just so many different ways. First quarter, 7-0. Feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
Giant Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. We began quarter number 2. The Jets
Just with the high-flying Jaguars offense, we're just like, all right, like we're worried.
That's where the cold weather, I think, helps him.
Yep.
And Michelle Tafoya here. First home game since 1986 in that season. The Jets defeated Kansas City in the first-round game, then went out to Cleveland and lost in double overtime.
Why don't I remember Todd Burger?
Playoffs in 91, but lost a wild card game in Houston, 17-10. Leading here, but looking at 3rd and 6.
I remember that too, man. I partied so hard that night, man. I partied my brains out when they beat Buffalo. I was, oh my God.
Time was actually called by Jacksonville.
It was a bomb. It was just like, holy shit.
Just 80 yards, right?
We're so used to bad football and losing football, especially after the Kotite experience.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 players on the field after a quarter break. So that's why that look on Tom Coughlin's face was a little bit more than quizzical when we went to that commercial. He wanted to know who was it and why.
Yeah, quizzical evolved into anger. 3rd and 6. Testaverde play fake. Little pressure. Pressure coming from behind.
Mr. First Down right there.
21-yard line.
There is nobody better in the league than creating and finding dead spots in defenses and giving his quarterbacks something they
This was in January of 99.
Between the combination of Wayne Corbett and Keyshawn Johnson, these guys catching first down balls are unrivaled in the NFL.
Look at Vinny rolling out of the pocket, showing some mobility.
Yeah, right. 37
And he
years old.
doesn't know it, but it's coming from Curry on the backside. And look at Corbett. He finds the spot, turns his body, gives Vinny a target.
Dedrick Ward in the lineup, wide to the left. Here's
Look at Curtis, man, just shot out of a cannon.
across the 20 to the 28-yard line.
It's like Kyle Brady's in motion almost every play.
Made the tackle.
That's something you haven't seen too much out of Curtis Martin this year. You know, he had 1,200 and some odd yards.
No, he had one more year. He had the following year too.
Carry, but this guy has not run very often with just kind of a wild, crazy abandon. And you saw him just attack the line of scrimmage there.
4th consecutive season in which he has surpassed 1,000 yards. The first 3, of course, in New England. 2nd down. Here's Testaverde.
Look at that fake. Why out there again?
Eddie Mason,
Great effort,
53 in defensively, and now a flag is dropped.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 20, defense, 15 yards, first down.
Donovan Darius.
Poise and control are signs of Coughlin teams and Parcells teams. Vinny Testaverde sets the
Look at
double
a
screen
fake.
out, but
Yep.
watch the poise and control of Curtis Martin and the lack
So fun watching the
thereof
Y.
right there by the young guy Donovan Darius.
Syracuse
Giving
guy,
him
wasn't
a
he?
shot in the head when he's
Darius?
on the ground. No
Was he?
excuse.
Think so.
Period. End of report.
Now Meggett is in the backfield after the 15-yard penalty. And a first down at the 47-yard line. Testaverde, quick setup. Oh, boy.
Oof.
Donovan Darius almost made amends of immense proportion.
And when you're playing a team that physically is better than you, and the Jets are better than Jacksonville, you can't make the dumb mistakes. And when you get opportunities like that, you've got to take advantage of it.
Then he had a penalty to throw some of those too, especially after this
You
year.
get a chance to get a hand on a ball, you got to
Never forget that one against the Ravens for the half.
Oh, Chris McAllister.
But what
Yeah.
a great way to make up
Christmas
for a dumb
Eve.
mistake and
Yep.
make a nice catch.
Blowing a
Winning their
14
end.
nothing
Only the
lead.
second incompletion for Testaverde. He's 7 of 9, second and 10. 7-0 Jets. Prevent in motion. Testaverde looking right all the way. to
Keyshawn.
Keyshawn Johnson. That's the third catch for Johnson. He celebrated his selection to the Pro Bowl this week by
The 99 team wasn't awful. Vinny went down, man. 99 team was loaded. Testaverde got hurt in the first game, first half of the first game.
He finished up, what, 6-2 or 7-1?
Yeah, 6-2.
But I tell you what he does for Vinny Testaverde is not so much, what he brings is a guy that after he catches the ball can be physical. And you saw him right there on Bill Parcells' sideline get physical and get all the way just about to a first down. In fact, they're going to measure, see if he did get it.
He got it.
And they got it.
That's the part of Keyshawn's game I think he's really improved since he came in the league, is learning to be more physical. He's got the size advantage. Why not be physical? And there's what I was talking about earlier on third down and getting those big catches, second or third down, but getting those big catches for
Yeah, Keyshawn was the big target, and then you have Corbett, like the feisty small guy, the slot guy. A perfect combination.
And Dedrick Ward's speed, too.
Yep, Dedrick Ward was a speedster. And Curtis Martin, I mean, Jesus. Imagine they had a tight end. They didn't have a tight end sucked.
He's a good blocker, Brady.
When Mac investigates a Navy cover-up, then it concludes Wednesday when a hostage rescue goes horribly wrong. All new Jags Tuesday and Wednesday on CBS.
Yeah, because in 97, Parcells had Morrell. Didn't he? Yeah.
A lot of concern overnight, Randy, about wind. Almost non-existent. We've had a variety of atmospheric conditions here.
Thank you, Balls.
On Friday, fog yesterday. Clear skies today.
Keith Byers.
To the 13. Kevin Hardy.
This is when the fullback played a big role in football, man. A lot of teams featured some kind of fullback.
The offensive coordinator for the New York Jets helped design a video NFL
Real good run with
football game
fullbacks.
in the offseason.
Byers,
And
Rich
right
Anderson,
now, the way
Cole.
he's calling plays, he looks like he's got one of
DJ
those little
Askew.
game controllers out. And he's just kind of picking his spots. He knows he's got a good offense, and he's giving him a little bit of everything. Give him a little Meggett, give him a little Marks, give him a little Byers, give him a little Corbett.
Back sprint this drive to get on the 7-yard line after a Brian Barker punt. Blitz coming. Testaverde, a little pressure, pulls up and throws it away. Dave Thomas and Keyshawn Johnson. Dave Thomas said he would not chat with Keyshawn today.
Keyshawn owned him.
He had a couple of things to say then.
It's tough as shit.
Well, when Dave Thomas is back covering a Keyshawn Johnson, too, and the old Vinny in that situation might have tried to make something happen. Vinny didn't try to make something happen, and when you're going against that matchup there, look at Keyshawn Johnson's size. He usually dominates defensive backs. There's virtually no difference.
Dave Thomas and Keyshawn Johnson renew their rivalry to the left side. Here's the toss to Martin. And Martin hit behind the line and loses yardage back to the 35. Joel Spengy. who's
Few toss
probably
plays are
destined
doing.
for off-season shoulder surgery, but plays on despite the injury.
Well, on that play there, he fought right through Brady. And when you see Kyle Brady in the Jets offense, pay very careful attention to Kyle Brady.
Yeah,
Sometimes
as a blocker.
wing tight end, sometimes he's in a slot tight end, and very often he's in
He was
motion
huge
after
though, man. He was a powerhouse.
That time Smengi came right through the shoulder and wouldn't let Curtis Martin get the corner again on that quick toss.
Gravett and Johnson come to the near side. Diedrich Ward is tight right, and Fred Baxter's in as an extra tight end. Johnson and Testaverde goes deep for Diedrich Ward, incomplete at the 14-yard line. Coverage from Kevin.
John Hall.
Well, I got to tell you something now, Vernon. I mean, I'm enjoying this game, obviously.
He was already the kicker?
Purdy, number 75, for a guy that's starting for Tony Brackens and hasn't played a whole lot. Look at him working right there against Fred Baxter.
Then he got
Getting
cracked.
this pressure on Vinny Testaverde. We've seen this guy, former Tampa Bay Buccaneer.
Fred Baxter got pushed right over. You see that?
Yep.
84.
Yep.
And has brought a serious dose of
There he is.
to the Jets offense.
John Hall will attempt one officially from 51 yards.
Never forget that kick he made against the Raiders.
Has a great leg. Accuracy sometimes a problem.
Damn.
Now,
Nailed it.
54 in that weather? Shit.
what win?
By the new dog, it's about change. Nike and the Nike Alpha Project. And by Staples, the office superstore.
Yeah, that was the Leon Johnson pass.
John Hall that just set a New York
Really
Jets
good.
season record for longest field goal. And officially, they're going to give him that extra 4 inches and make it a 52-yarder. Now he will kick off, and Reggie Barlow is one of 2 men deep, joined by Tavian Banks. And this one, almost as long as the field goal effort. It bounces inside the 20. Chris Hayes.
Scott Frost there, number 47, Nebraska quarterback.
Remember him?
John Hall.
Marcus Coleman again?
Bill Parcells says, go ahead and try it.
Well, in a place where most people think, you don't kick a lot of long field goals here.
Yeah, he had to share
How much
dances
doubt
and
did he
moments.
have? And it wasn't like it crawled over, folks. Look at that. He had plenty of leg. Might have been good from 53.
54.
I don't know about 54.
10-0. Mark Brunell and the Jaguars find themselves down. They defeated New England last week. They'll go deep left side. And this one's
Boom. Right.
Otis Smith,
Otis Smith.
who's having really a terrific season, compliments it with a playoff interception.
At this point, the crowd was just fucking going loose shit.
Yeah.
That one there looked like a Meadowlands football. Bill Sims, who played a lot of years here, talks about how when you're moving in this direction, throwing towards that corner of the field, the wind has a tendency
Turns
to make
back,
the ball
looks
go
for
up
it,
and
sees
move.
it.
Textbook.
That's exactly what happened. Otis Smith had good body
You don't see
position
shit
on
like that anymore.
Jimmy Smith.
They're just well coached, man.
Brunell looks, throws it up, and the ball just stalls. Look at the double coverage. That ball had no business being there. They're taking their shot against Otis Smith with Jimmy.
Corwin Brown would have had it if Otis Smith didn't get it.
He made him pay.
First down and 10 at the 40.
Look at that hole.
Curtis Martin across
Curtis
the
Martin
50
was
to the
so good, man.
45-yard line.
So good.
A 15-yard gain. Kevin Hardy finally caught up.
And the O-line, too, though.
Well, sometimes, Vern, if you're an offensive lineman, you just got to take a guy where he wants to go. And Kevin Mawai and Todd Berger and Jumbo Elliott just take people where they want to go. Good job there by Jumbo Elliott, but look at the authority.
I miss Curtis Martin.
Decision-making of a running back.
Just such a team to be proud of, man.
Martin is bringing it. He
Oh,
talked
they're all
this
easy to
week that
root
he was
for.
going to have a big game. He was going to bring it. He has brought it.
That's a gain of 15, and the second big play.
Look at this. Look at the yards he's getting. Look at it. Just.
So
Here's Martin down to the 36-yard line. Donovan Darius with the tackle.
And that one there was right into the heart of the Jaguars defense. When you talk about the heart, you got to look at Kevin Mawai, the center. He works with the guards in there. O'Dwyer, little quick trap there by Byers on Jurkovic. Nice block by Kevin Mawai on the linebacker, Schwartz. Martin is bringing it, and those offensive linemen are the reason.
Curtis Martin, following the block of Kevin Mawai, now has 50 yards, halfway to his stated goal of 100. Here's the play fake from Testaverde. Drills it. Baxter.
Fred Baxter sucks. He blew me off for an autograph at training camp one day. I told him to screw off.
About this version of Vinny Testaverde doesn't try to force the long passes down the field, and when he moves, he doesn't try to force the ball. He usually just runs. Well,
he's wide open.
For a pass.
Had him.
This
Did
is
he drop
designed
it?
for Baxter to drag
Hit him right in the friggin' hands.
Vinny put it where it was supposed
He was
to be.
so bad.
You can't do it all, Vinny. You need a little help.
3rd and 1. Double tight end set. Baxter lined up tight to the left. Curtis Martin with a deep.
Look at that hole.
And first down for the Jets at the 31-yard line. 5 more for Curtis Martin.
They're really
Schwartz. Excuse me, Randy.
Oh, Vern, they're taking advantage right now of the Jacksonville defense running the ball behind Jumbo, Berger, and Kevin Mawai, because they're just pulverizing the inside of that defense and folding the defense down, enabling Curtis Martin to make those cuts. Watch the defense just fold down to the left, sets up the cut back to the left. Dick Duran, the coordinator for the Jaguars, they're going to eat him alive.
1st and 10. Martin again. To the 30-yard line.
You could just hear the line the hitting at the line of scrimmage, man. It was they're
Let's
just.
take a look at the CBS Sports Line question of the week. What was the most exciting regular season game this year?
Not that Jets 49ers game. I broke a chair that game. That's a Garrison Hurst game, was it?
Right, 96-yard overtime.
Log on to vote at CBS
I broke a chair in my backyard. I threw it off the friggin' deck.
America Online and keyword CBS Sports Line.
There's Dick Duran, the defensive coordinator of the Jacksonville Jaguars, who really has to be challenged right now with the attack that Bill Parcells' offense and the different looks they're giving.
Corbett starts in motion. Testaverde goes right to Keyshawn Johnson. And he moves into the 25-yard line. Well, Vinny Testaverde, of course, released last year by Ted Marchibroda and the Baltimore Colts. They decided, Baltimore Colts, listen to me, the Baltimore Ravens. I'm going back to the days of the Super Bowl III, and what a turnaround it's been for him.
It really has been, because these numbers as a Jet.
That's crazy.
I mean, how can you ask for a quarterback to be a better decision maker and a more positive force? And talk about a guy that's in the perfect situation. He's around his family year round.
He loved being a Jet too, man. He loved every ounce of this.
I've never seen Vinny this comfortable and confident.
3rd and 2. They toss it to Martin. He spins.
Look at that effort from Curtis Martin, man. That's why he's a Hall of Famer right there.
Chris Hudson finally got there.
How can you not love that?
Much too late.
Oh, God, I miss this shit.
Some guys bring it in bags, and some guys bring it in buckets. And Curtis Martin is getting a bucket full of help from his line.
Look at his spin out, dude. Look at this. His legs kept moving the entire time.
And then he just spins out. And if you're a safety, they've got him. He's gone. No, he's not. Here he comes.
Now Bill Parcells has Meggett in the lineup, along with Alex Van Dyke. 5 receivers. Meggett.
Alex Van Dyke.
Way to the left. Across the middle, incomplete. Dave Thomas out there defensively as Keyshawn.
Didn't he have one of those fumbles against the Broncos?
Sure did.
And one thing this defense needs to do more of.
He was like the 2nd round pick after Keyshawn, wasn't he? It was Keyshawn and Alex Van Dyke or some shit like that.
I don't remember when he was drafted.
They're sort of sitting back and letting the
Complete
Jets
bust.
take this offense to them. Defensively, if the Jaguars don't start attacking Vinny in this offense, especially up in the front 5 with the offensive line, they will dictate the rest of this game with this style of physical football.
Corbett goes wide right on 2nd and 10. Johnson wide to the left. They're also exercising great ball control. This the 9th play of the drive. Here's Martin. And Randy, this is a Jacksonville team that has been susceptible to the run most of the year. They gave up. There's a flag. Comes late. Tom Coughlin's team gave up 205
Yeah.
to Pittsburgh.
Van Dyke was a complete bust, man. Complete bust. Remember, he scored a touchdown against the Colts and they're getting blown out. He was like doing the worm in the end zone. I got thrown out because I was yelling at him.
5-yard penalty. Second down.
Is that our first penalty?
Yep.
That's a mental mistake. You can make physical mistakes for Bill Parcells to some extent. We talked to a lot of his ex-players, and they'll tell you about how long Bill Parcells tolerates mental mistakes.
That is the first penalty for New York, and it comes with 5:43 to go before the break. 2nd and 15 at the 22. Byers out. Dedrick Ward comes back in. Testaverde talking with us about the contributions of his two regular wide receivers, Johnson and Corbett, said, don't forget Dedrick Ward. He's
Stretched the field.
4 games this year with huge plays.
Sure had.
He's put to the left.
Oh.
And here we go with Chris Hudson. He
Laterals it like an idiot. And Keyshawn Johnson recovers it. Now, keep in mind, think about how these guys all chased him down. They all hustled after the ball. Nobody quit on the play.
What a swing that was.
And inexplicably decided to lateral the ball to Eric Curry.
One of the cardinal sins you can make.
But they all hustled, man. They all went after it.
When you make something good happen, the last thing you want to do is try to make something better happen, and it ends up being negative. And Tom Coughlin's football team has shown
that was a hell of an effort by Vinny, too.
This half.
Yep.
10 guys on the field, a late hit by Darius, and that is another mental lapse by Hudson. There's no excuse for that. You just do not do that at the end of a big play.
That was an enormous play, man. Enormous.
Led by Bob McElwee. Joel Smiggy is the man who made the hit on Curtis Martin that started all of this.
But the question here, too, has to center around if it was a forward lateral or not when Hudson threw it. Because Hudson looked back and thought he saw somebody, Dave Thomas. And by the time Thomas, I think it was, got by him, he was in front of him.
There is no foul. The fumble recovery is good. First down.
Huge play, man.
I mean, one 3-letter word.
Was that on the handoff?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a sloppy handoff.
Yeah, he never had it.
But look at all the linemen, dude. Look, Vinny goes. Like they all pursue, man. They were just ingrained in
Keep
him.
it a positive. No, don't. He's going to do it again. By the time he flips
There's Corbett right there. Corbett with the tackle.
Forward lateral. Thomas and Curry are in there.
Jumbo was right behind Keyshawn.
That is lack of poise and lack of control. And Coughlin, like Parcells, does not tolerate mental lapses.
Get the idea sometimes that there are a few too many highlight shows late at night and too many young players want to make their presence known on those highlight shows. Chris Hudson, in his 4th year from Colorado, had given his team a heck of a jump start and then negates it with the decision to lateral. Here's Byers in motion.
This is already a long drive, too. Look at that run.
Just Curtis was so good, dude. It's cool watching this because you forget how good he really was, man.
Upstairs says, hey, if you liked him on that last preempted drive,
I enjoy watching the
right
offensive line through his holes as much as I enjoy watching Curtis.
Look at the holes he has. They're just blowing people off the ball, man.
Yurkovich to the ground. Martin hurdles him.
Physical, well-coached, explosive.
When a guy gets in the
Curtis
air,
Martin
gets
was
hit
so good.
99.9% of the time, he immediately goes to the ground. Curtis Martin is running possessed.
Already 72 yards on 16 carries. They'll give it to him again.
Yeah, you're right, because this was a long drive before that. The defense been on for a long time at this point.
Yeah, they had the ball at least like 5 or 6 minutes. I think,
That
before
was
that
a way
fumble.
to react. Rice Pop came in there and did a little proactive all over the chest of Curtis Martin on that run. And that's the kind of play, the kind of fire this defense needs to get back.
Jets are 4 of 6 on 3rd downs, and they've got 3rd and less than a foot here.
You can hear it, dude. You hear the pads popping at the line, man. Like they just.
Makes the tackle. Well, either Jacksonville or the Jets will.
Thank you guys for all joining us too, man. Hope you're enjoying it. We've never done this kind of stuff before. This is all new. I didn't even invite Prime Time. I thought I was gonna fuck this all up. It was gonna sound like shit.
Will be at home again.
I thought this was gonna be a failure.
Jacksonville went out there and defeated the Broncos.
I had no idea what to expect with this.
And it will all begin with our coverage of the NFL today. The guys are going on site to Mile High next week.
The Jets chant. Oh.
Send a message to the NFL. The heck with the AFC. Those losses, those lapses.
First and 10. Testaverde comes left.
Corbett dives for the first down.
And gets the first down at the 41. Dave Thomas makes.
We could probably do it like on a Monday or Tuesday night, once we get into the winter, like once football's over. Do one night a week, just pick a game.
Spoil football fans and football coaches, because not all receivers have Keyshawn's power, and not all receivers have
Got an effort from Corbett.
That is a guy thinking the whole time he's on the football field, right to the time he's being tackled, right to the time he goes to the ground. He's using his head.
He did not make the Pro Bowl roster this year. Many thought he should have, but he will go as a guest of Testaverde. Here's Vinny Testaverde for Johnson, tipped away.
Oof.
Nice play by Aaron Beasley, number 21, who got his right hand up.
Hey, you got to say Chris Hudson, too, was dragging across in coverage on Keyshawn Johnson. Because Keyshawn's going to come inside. Dave Thomas is going to try to stay with him, but it's a zone defense. They let him run, and look at Hudson pick him up. That is
Just
good
the last
defense.
second tip.
Finished off by
Bastard Beasley.
Watch Beasley coming
Still
from
a
the
hell
left
of a
side of your
throw.
screen with that right hand.
Yep. Vinny had a great arm, man. He could just launch it.
Right. Curtis Martin as Corbett goes in motion. Vinny Testaverde goes right. Keyshawn Johnson makes the grab in front of Kevin Devine, number 26.
That was a pass there. A veteran quarterback might have jumped on that. Vinny let that thing hang out there an awful long time. Devine was thinking tackle, not interception.
We have reached the 2-minute.
If you guys wondering too, we'll be doing the Chiefs Bengals tomorrow, and I'm all in with the Bengals. Just so you guys know.
One day, science will create a pill for men's hair loss.
The Bengals.
That day is today. Propecia, the first pill for men with certain types of hair loss. In clinical studies, the vast majority of men, 83%, maintain their hair count, and most, 66%, regrew some hair. You may need to take it daily for 3 months or more to see results. Propecia is for men only. A small number of men experience certain sexual side effects. Each occurred in less than 2% of men. Women who may potentially be pregnant must not use it or handle
No Propecia for women prime time. This is the first commercial, I think.
Talk to your doctor or pharmacist and read the consumer information
lucky
they
so
can
far.
provide.
It's kind of funny to watch them,
Just
though.
another pill, but for men who want to treat hair loss, it's a
don't see
beautiful
any
thing to
Propecia.
behold. Propecia, helping make hair loss history.
Dodge Durango can tow up to 7,400 pounds, nearly half a ton more than its nearest competitor. That's two.
It's funny seeing how this is what, 1999,
great big water
freaking 20-something years ago.
or one more baby grand. Hey, my Durango tows more toys. Gonna lose a wimpy towing blues. Oh yeah.
Whoa, look out! Hi there.
Need stock
Midas.
power? Get genuine Midas brakes installed for
$69.95. I wish. God damn.
And of course, our lifetime
I just spent almost
guarantee.
$800 on my
Go
friggin'
Midas.
brakes.
There you go.
The home of the NCAA Basketball Championship, CBS Sports.
You know what we could even do instead of like all the full games, we could even try to find like a half-hour season recaps. Do a bunch of those guys.
Go for it. You can find them, man.
Oh, no, there's a bunch of them I think I saved on
Temperature in the mid-20s. The Jets much hotter than that.
I'm down. I'm down for anything, man. I like going back down history and shit like this.
At halftime of the NASDAQ Amex halftime report, we'll go back across the Hudson to Jim Marcus, Brent Jones, Mike Lombardi, and Bill Cowher, coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, for their analysis of the first half.
Jacksonville has to limit the Jets here. They can't let him score because Vinny and these Jets have dominated the first half.
The time possession.
Domination right there.
More than double the number of plays, more than double the time of possession.
Good cutback, man.
Has another first down at the 30-yard line, and another little fracas breaks out between these two
There's a
teams.
flag.
Who are not noted for the
Ripping his
intensity
helmet
of
off.
their rivalry. They've only played twice before.
Jumbo Elliott and Kevin Hardy. There's
No
excuse
flag?
for losing your poise like that.
The guy had his hand all the way up.
Yeah.
The Jaguars. Keep your poise. Your football team is killing itself, losing your composure.
Nah, we're watching this from a different channel, man.
Getting a block on Hardy.
It's another YouTube channel. It's not ours.
That makes them mad, but you don't come back. You do not do that. Not smart.
Imagine that happened in today's game, man. There'd be flags all over the place.
And you're cooperating by being the other guy's 12th man, by making dumb mistakes. You have no excuse if you're getting your tail whipped.
Be fines, all kinds of shit.
Kevin Hardy has been a standout for Jacksonville this year, despite their struggles defensively. Strong side linebacker a year ago. Made the switch to the weak side when they signed Bryce Popp as a free agent, and has led the team in tackles, but now he had no flag down.
Well, the time for that macho and that fire is after
The macho and fire prime time. You got that?
Yep.
Interesting no call. First and 10. Testaverde goes deep right side. Johnson there.
Big time catch from Keyshawn.
Donovan Darius makes contact, but the sixth grab for Keyshawn Johnson.
Nice possession by Keyshawn. Good job by holding on to the ball. But look at the rope that Vinny Testaverde puts this thing out on. The young cornerback takes
He got
the bite.
cracked, man.
Donovan gets the hit.
He was
But Vinny
physical
lays
as
it the
shit, man.
perfect
Keyshawn
spot
could lay it
between
out,
the
too.
corner and the safety. And kudos to Keyshawn for holding on to that one.
That was Kevin Devine who lost his balance, shall we say.
Keyshawn had possession the whole way until he hit the ground.
6 for 67 for Keyshawn. Here's Testaverde. Locks it out for his tight end.
Oh, fuck, another butterfinger.
He was struggling to get his balance as he turned
Nice
around.
play
He
call,
was
too.
wide open.
Yep. The tight ends were so bad.
Pushing and shoving up front with Jose White and Matt O'Dwyer. The Jets are intimidating physically and mentally this defense right now. But Kyle Brady, Vinny kind of spins it in a bad spot, and Brady just can't
Hits him in the worst spot, his hands.
adjust fast enough, or doesn't have quite enough football field to adjust to that pass.
Now Parcells will go with a 3 wide receiver set. 2 of them to the left side. Keyshawn Johnson split to the right. 2nd and 10. Draw play. Down to the 10-yard line. Donovan Darius and Brian Schwartz along with Chris Hudson. There, Tom Coughlin.
Should have been Warren
3 years
Sapp.
on the staff with Bill Parcells and the New York Giants, then became the head coach at Boston College when the Jacksonville job came open. Coughlin called Parcells, and Bill said he told Tom Coughlin, "Why? They've got 3 other guys they want to talk to. Why don't you let them talk to those 3 and tell them if they're not happy with them, come back to you and enhance your position?" Said Coughlin did that. Reverse.
Keyshawn Johnson, my guy right there. Takes another big hit. Second touchdown of the game.
That was right in front of Fireman Ed, too.
So as of now, he's got a receiving touchdown, a rushing touchdown, and a fumble recovery.
Gets better.
Somebody, and mentally, you know you're in their heads. You can count on overreaction. The Jaguars defense overreacts to the
He
onside,
slipped 2 off the line.
setting up Keyshawn Johnson, who's got a convoy out in front.
Got blocking.
Flying
Just
right out
was
there.
incredible.
Across, and despite Dave Thomas's hit, which is in the end zone, it's a touchdown.
Keyshawn Johnson ran twice in the regular season. He gets a touchdown.
He takes
on
a
the
big
ground.
lick here,
That's
too.
his second TD. He's gone both routes.
Corbett right in front of him blocking too.
Hello.
Welcome to Dodge Durango 101.
Yeah, it's his
Today,
confidence.
I'll be covering the 5.2 and 5.9 liter Magnum V8. Vis-a-vis
How are you
Durango's
depressed, man? You're enjoying good
superiority
moments in
class
Jets
buster
history right
of
now.
Domestic compact sport utility vehicles.
We're embracing positives tonight.
It's depressing.
You're not
It's been so long since it's been there.
You're just staring at the
Yeah,
Durango.
Keyshawn was tough, man. He was a very physical
Aren't
receiver.
you?
That's what he's known for. Contested
Why do I even
catches,
bother?
being physical.
I don't know. I'm just standing up here like a big doofus.
A lot of Dodge Durangos.
Hi, I'm Doug Flutie, pro football player and father of an autistic child.
Doug
A lot of
Flutie.
people buy
Flutie
Flutie
Flakes
Flakes because a portion of the proceeds
remember
go to
those.
help autistic children. But there's another way you can help. Dial 1010-220 when you call long distance. You can talk up to 20 minutes for only 99 cents. And every time you use it, a donation will be made to the Doug Flutie
We'll
Jr.
call long
Foundation.
distance.
So dial 1010-220, talk up to 20 minutes for only 99 cents, and help some great kids at the same time. It's a win-win situation. I wish football was this easy.
What makes CBS America's most watched network? We've got TV's funniest comedy.
Some people would consider Canoe Ride romantic.
That show's still on 20 years later.
I didn't know it started back then.
The most talked about news shows.
This is funny, man.
I know it better.
Best news show ever.
60 Minutes is still on.
TV viewer of all time. You. Thanks for making CBS America's most watched network.
These little commercials are hysterical.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Propecia. Talk to your doctor today. And by 1010-220.
Back at Giants Stadium, and the New York Jets dominated.
Couldn't call it Meadowlands.
20 consecutive offensive plays.
It's just a mental
20 straight
physical
plays.
domination so far, not only by the guys on the field, the guys in the boxes. Charlie Weiss and Bill Belichick are having fabulous first halves, and the Jaguars,
They had that ball for like 11
in their
minutes straight.
non-defense,
Yep.
they're helping the Jets an awful lot.
9-play drive, and then it must seem like light years ago that Chris Hudson picked up a Curtis Martin fumble and returned it only to lateral and lose the ball back. Here's Reggie Barlow.
Marcus Coleman.
Marcus Coleman comes over, and Chris Hayes, they make the tackle at the
Hayes, I
35-yard
remember
line. That one return of a fumble, the only time that Jacksonville has touched the ball in the last 20 plays.
How do we get to?
The town wanted order.
Probably go.
But the harder they tried it.
Well, here's Keyshawn. Watch the defense react that way, and check out Kevin Mawai, the center for the Jets. That release has to tell a defense no other thing but, hey, I'm going downfield. But the Jag defense reacted so hard onside, there was nobody to see.
Oh, did I go backwards?
21-yard touchdown.
No.
10-yard touchdown run for Keyshawn Johnson. Here's a handoff. Fred Taylor out to the 40-yard line. Coming up with the NASDAQ MX halftime report back across the Hudson. Jim Nance, Brent Jones, Marcus Allen, Mike Lombardi, and Bill Cowher. First half analysis. That's coming up shortly. Here's Brunell. That's his fourth completion in the first half.
Farrier with like a controversial hit right there. That would have been a penalty.
Clock is stopped after the 8-yard gain. Jaguars have 6 seconds remaining in the first half.
What they call timeout for?
It's Coughlin, man. All right, second.
Samples prepares it, sir. Axie rips the return. Samples runs it down. Wow, what a backhand. Samples cross court. Axie down the line. The crowd goes. Hey, the ball boy won't get.
Jimmy Smith just flat gets it down the sideline. And Mark Brunell, I talked about at the beginning of the game, throwing that deep ball well.
Oh, that went too far.
That was perfect.
Hold on.
Mike Collins for the extra point.
Jimmy Smith.
I fucked up shit.
Wow, what a backhand. Samples cross court. Axie down the line.
Got a bad feeling about stuff happening.
Hey, the ball boy won't give Samples the ball.
Frisbee dogs.
In the game.
Jimmy Smith was a hell of a receiver, man.
17-0 Jets lead over the Jacksonville Jaguars. Tom Coughlin, Mark Brunell having a quick chat.
Parcells like, all right, no big deal. Half's over. We got a ton of control.
Situation, Bill Parcells' defense. You know, nobody gets behind you. Your defensive backs that are going to go back to the as far
Not
as
so
possible.
fast, my
Corwin
friend.
Brown will be the deepest man. Deepest,
Pull a Todd
then
Bowles
the
special
deepest.
here.
That's Corwin Brown right there. No one gets behind you.
Jets bring 3. Brunell up. Deep left side.
Oh,
It's caught.
God.
That's a touchdown.
How do you get that shit
My
up?
gosh, 52 yards. Jimmy
Greg
Smith
Williams special.
over Otis Smith.
Well, we've seen some mental lapses out of the Jacksonville.
You get that look on
Jaguars.
Parcells' face. You know, going to the locker room, he ripped him a new ass, man.
And their coordinator upstairs, Chris Palmer. Everyone's thinking Big Ben. Don't let anybody get, they're going to lob it up there. Jimmy Smith just flat gets it down the sideline. And Mark Brunell, I talked about at the beginning of the game, throwing that deep ball well. That was perfect.
That's a dart.
Mike Hollis for the extra point.
I don't know why. I remember them scoring somewhat close to the half. I don't remember it being the last play of the half on a Hail Mary like that.
Look at Parcells yelling at people on the sideline. He was pissed. He just dusted them, dude.
Pearls for their boys in the locker room because Otis Smith gets
And
blown
26
by Jimmy Smith. Look at that concentration.
26 was way. That was like Ashton Davis right there.
Doesn't get over fast enough to help Otis.
Awful angle by the safety.
Hey, was there ever a doubt?
Otis Smith has given up just 1 touchdown pass in regular season. That to Marcus Pollard of the Indianapolis Colts. But a lapse on the final play allows the Jaguars to get back in the game. NASDAQ MX halftime report next. That's all coming up in just a moment.
So let's see if this video has that halftime in there or no.
Syracuse slams into Georgetown, and Indiana.
I don't think it does.
It's all on the road to the Final Four next Saturday on
CBS. Competition or something.
CBS presents a new dramatic series about a family of cops who
Never heard of Turks before.
On the edge.
No, that's the other one.
If you're not focused on your job, real dangerous out there, you pass that test.
For Jacksonville, Fred Taylor with
Yep.
for Jacksonville. Fred Taylor
28
with
yards
the majority of those 26. Curtis Martin had a huge first half with 84 yards.
Score should be bigger than that.
But Keyshawn Johnson, part of the story as well. A touchdown on the ground and 1 in the air. Reggie Barlow, one of 2 deep men. He's joined by Tavian Banks. Here's John Hall's kickoff. This is Tavian Banks. 4th round pick. The rookie is at across the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Corbin Brown just threw that dude.
The power game of the New York Jets, led by Curtis Martin, but Keyshawn Johnson had a big part in the lead.
He really has been, and he's such a great all-around weapon for Vinny Testaverde on offense, whether it's taking advantage of his size when you're throwing him a quick slant at the goal line or letting him run a really well-timed and well-set-up reverse for a touchdown. But end of the game.
Who the hell is 26? I forget who that is.
It's
terrible.
And I'm stunned that you don't have somebody deeper than anybody else.
Fred Taylor spins out to the 21-yard line.
You know Parcells riding the ride out to halftime. He was pissed.
All right, Virgil, Tom Coughlin told me at halftime that Chris Hudson's fumble was the, quote, stupidest play in football.
26, Jerome
He said,
Henderson.
You got to stop the Jets sometime, and that
That's who
touchdown
it
you're
was.
talking about just before halftime may be a momentum builder for the Jags. And Bill Parcells agreed. He told me his team lost concentration on that play and that the first 5 minutes of the second half will be telling with Jacksonville having the ball. Guys?
Thanks, Michelle. 2nd and 11, Jacksonville. Brunell will throw. With a slant pattern, Jimmy Smith, and he's got
That's like
first
cushion
down
to
out
give
to the
guys now.
40-yard line. 19-yard gain.
This is you start getting a little nervous. 17-7. Jaguars are gaining some steam.
Physical. A long bomb to Jimmy Smith, and then this one right here working against Ray Mickens against that zone defense. Settles down right in that slot and then heads straight up the field.
He's not
You
even
hear that
moving.
overused term, north and south running? He was headed north.
Nick is favoring a knee. Aaron Glenn is on, and he's got a bad ankle. Here's a handoff to Taylor. Out to the left side near the 43-yard line. Pepper Johnson, number 52, makes the tackle.
The key really to me at the early part of this second half, like Bill Parcells talked about, that the first 5 minutes being key, is Jacksonville has to prove to the Jets that they can physically stay with them. They can physically impose a little bit of hurt on the Jets defense.
2nd and 7. Taylor again. This time he comes right. Near the 50, he stopped just short of the 50 by Mo Lewis, number 57. And another
With Victor Green going out.
disagreement breaks out. Damon Jones and Victor Green.
The officials are being extremely lenient.
They sure are.
With these guys throwing punches. So
Oh shit!
I miss football like this.
This is like legit playoff anger here.
Yeah. That's like
Leading tackler the last 2 or 3 years. Numbers of his tackles have gone down this year.
Here's your opportunity to prove that you can physically stay with this defense.
Split twin receivers to the left side. Brunell with a play fake. Pressure coming from Anthony Pleasant. He goes deep, and it's
nice. Still get that one.
I think throw on 3-1 like that.
Corbin Brown just came out of nowhere.
This game could have been a lot closer.
Yep.
The lateral that they gave back.
It looked for a moment like McCardell was open.
Corbin Brown came out of nowhere.
That ball floated again, going in the same direction Brunell threw the earlier touchdown. This ball gets in the air and it hangs. Jacksonville was in a situation where
Look at that nice just step right in front of him.
They gave you cutesy. They paid for it. I don't like that at all.
17-7.
I don't know why they tried throwing deep on 3-1 like that.
Brown, that's his second of the season, first ever in the playoffs, of course. And here's Vinny Testaverde. Pumps once, then goes down the middle for Brady.
Nice throw. Catch. Did he catch it? No, he dropped it.
Chris Hudson, number 37.
No.
Should have known better.
And that's how dangerous Vinny's really gotten as a quarterback for the Jets.
That's how dangerous Kyle Brady was.
Put much pressure on him. You're going to let him stand back there. He'll drop it where it needs to be dropped.
Speaking of drops,
it's
just so bad, man. I hated Kyle Brady. I hated him with a passion.
That's 2 for Brady. Second down and 10.
Butterfingers.
Was an awful tough adjustment.
Okay, all right. Here's Testaverde. Here's Curtis Martin.
There we go.
There's
Why again? Out.
Look at Curtis Martin. Just he had like another gear too, man. When he started moving, it was just like.
Beasley and Thomas for the
Plan on a dime, just change the direction.
Talked about Jacksonville getting a chance to
look at all the offensive linemen getting out there.
Yep.
Kevin Mawai, Matt O'Dwyer.
Mawai. Big Burger's out there.
Look at the guy right in front of him, dude. He's like, boom.
O'Dwyer
gets a block.
Even downfield, Corbett.
He gets a block. They're trying to send a message now to Jacksonville that it might be another half. And we're going to come at you.
Watching this is making me want Linderbaum now. Give me another guy.
This is big too, coming off an interception too. So you're just changing the whole momentum of the game now. Oh, time he has.
Time.
Flying down, Eric Curry had pressure on Vinny Testaverde.
You can tell a playoff game, the sideline's a dangerous place to be. Cameras and everybody else bumping into Keith Byers as he ran through the sideline there. You don't see
Byers' shoulder pads look enormous.
They all do. Him, Brian Cox, Fabinho, like all these guys.
That opportunity was a nice play call. Took their shot, and he almost took out
even the quarterbacks too.
And the other side of the field, Joel Smingy limping off the field, number 99. And Levanter Williams is taking his place. Second and 10.
The last good Jets tight end was probably Dustin Keller. That's not even saying much. He was just decent.
And Testaverde operates from the gun. Here comes the blitz. He gets good protection. Johnson.
Keyshawn, dude. Guy was a gamer, man.
What he was in?
They put him at the 1, don't they?
Beautiful pass from Vinny Testaverde.
Yeah, this is almost like a New Year's Eve pass. You know, when they pull the string on that big bag of balloons.
This is a fucking catch and a half, man.
Look at that release off the line, too.
He does that with that safety coming right at his face, too, man.
Poise and confidence has been Vinny's trademark all year long. Takes a lot of confidence to drop one in like
Look at that shit.
Confidence
Boom.
in yourself and confidence in a receiver with a lot of ability.
This goes to Curtis, doesn't it?
Throwing it. Did he get in?
6 inches short of the touchdown.
Well, remember Bill Parcells?
He was pretty mobile back then. Huh?
Yeah, he was.
It's not a designed run. Go ahead, man. A designed pass. Go ahead and just run. Don't try to make something happen.
Vinny was a big guy, man.
Jacksonville's defense puts the pressure on him. Vinny thinks about throwing, and now he's just going to run it. Watch the ball and where it is in relation to the goal line. See it in his right hand.
He would just reached it across. He would have had it.
He could have dove just like little.
Like yesterday, Jamal Anderson, as he was going to the end zone, he switched to the right hand and reached over. Vinny had
You got Curtis Smart, man. Just give him the ball. End this bullshit.
There's the toss to Martin.
And there's your touchdown.
Down before he crossed the play.
He's in. What?
It's the next play, I think, isn't it?
He's down.
It'll be third down.
Oh.
Kind of looked like a skid and reach by Curtis Martin. Knees down, skid, reach. Very nice call by our officials.
That ball's
That
across.
knee was down before the reach post skid. Look at the knee, look at the ball. Knee, ball. Excellent call.
No one mistaken Curtis Martin.
Give it to him again, man.
Yeah, up the middle.
Here with Seattle
That
and
was
the
tough. That's cool.
Jets. They'll try it again.
There you go.
Remember I talked about earlier, Vern, about getting cued at the wrong time. Well, back to back.
Go what got you there.
Bill Parcells' teams gets ugly. Lets the big guys up front.
Look at that dude.
Make
Just
a hole. First one, Curtis Martin couldn't get there, and McManus, 55, didn't hit Curtis Martin until he was about half a yard in the end zone.
yeah. Chris Baker wasn't terrible. He was pretty good too. You're right. I'll give you that one.
That was before Tyler, though, right?
Nice response off the interception prime time.
In this game, Coleman Brown gets the interception. Martin gets the touchdown. The Jets up by
They start to give it back a little bit, though, right?
Yeah.
Sponsor of the NFL and official
Unfortunately.
airline of the Super Bowl. GMC Envoy. Do one thing, do it well. And by the NASDAQ MX Market Group, the market of markets.
Fireman all revved up.
He was really fucking crazy.
Ernie on the top, Frank on the
The
bottom.
hair,
They are
too.
brothers. They are firefighters in New York City. And they've been leading cheers here.
I love how he was pointing at the fucking opposing team's bench here. He was doing it.
Never with more emotion than today. Reggie Barlow. Reggie Barlow.
Yeah.
Flags the foot race. Marcus
The Jets had good special teams too.
Barlow has great speed, but Coleman knocks him out of bounds. 88 yards, but no touchdown.
It's like right before the half, they had the big lead, go up the touchdown, take the big lead, go up this big return.
Just about the time you figure you got their tails stuffed out the front door.
Big
they try to
lateral,
make
too,
something
yeah.
happen, and they get back in the front door. Reggie Barlow kind of fakes that throwback. Got some
Nice effort, John Hall.
But here it's just nothing but blaze and speed. If you're a Jet special teams player, you got some explaining to do.
McCardell breaks to the left. Jimmy Smith comes to the right. Backs in the other. Brunel fires it for Mitchell, overthrown. Mickens back on the field, went back to retrieve it.
All right, we talked about having some explaining to do if you're a Jet special teams player. Who do you think you have to explain to first? It's Mike Sweatman, the special
Mike
teams
Sweatman, that's right. That's his name. Parcells is a big special teams guy, man. He demanded that shit.
Jason Ferguson, number 72. With the tackle.
Remember I said earlier, Vern, about not making a negative out of something that's positive? Right now, the Jets defense has seen a negative. The negative's a long kickoff return. They're trying to make that into
Woody Johnson wasn't even the owner back in this game, man. It's Leon Hess.
This was last year, right?
Yeah.
He passed right after this.
Jimmy Smith to the right. Out of the shotgun, here's Brunel rolling to his left. Good cover, expires deep in the end zone, tipped by Victor Green, number 21.
That's a goal line stand.
Tom Coughlin's going to go for it. And he's seen a Bill Belichick defense in that last play. Stretched and did an excellent job of staying in front of every receiver for the Jaguars.
What do you think? A field goal, you're down 14 with more than a quarter and a half to play. Do you like this call?
What's the analytics say?
If I'm a player, I want my coach to go for
So painful watching Belichick.
Little pusher, fires it. Touchdown. Keenan McCardell, number 87, on 4th down. Now here's a small irony. In 1992, when Bill Belichick was the head coach of the Cleveland Browns, he cut McCardell 3 separate times.
That was a great call by Tom Coughlin, risking everything in a game.
Pushed off, didn't he? Yeah.
They knew it too. He was right there, Nicky.
Catches it, and he can't be pushed out by
Stopped
Henderson before he's got
They were
the
both
ball.
all over him.
He's across the goal line.
Hollis for the extra point. Parker will hold.
Got to show the ball game prime time,
Right.
but
Still
their
up 10.
defense,
All right.
their defense is on the field a shitload though. That drive was quick, so the defense is back on the field again.
That's Jaguar fire.
Getting a little rub down on the
What was the
Jacksonville
time of possession
sideline.
at the end of this game?
Barlow's
40 to 20 or
88-yard
something?
kickoff return.
Yeah, it
Helps
was.
set up the touchdown. It comes on 4th down. Brunell.
Yeah, 1 minute drive right there.
I really like that call, though. I mean, sometimes is that conventional wisdom? Heck no. But you got to go with your gut. There's no hesitation by Tom Coughlin.
Was 23 Jamie Henderson?
Mike Hollis will kick it deep.
23?
Oh, what the hell was his name?
Make it Kevin Williams.
Jamie? No, not Jamie Henderson. What the hell was his name? He got hurt. He got hurt in a motorcycle accident or some shit, didn't he?
Oh.
29-yard line.
Right?
Eric Stores, number 50, makes the tackle.
What the hell was his name?
7:58 to go in the 3rd quarter. Keenan McCardell makes the
Was it
grab.
Jamie Henderson? What the hell was his 23? It was something like that.
At American General, we help over 12 million people every day live the lives they've imagined. With retirement services, life insurance.
Sal Alosi.
23
Williams.
was Kevin Williams.
Kevin Williams. Oh, that what a guy got? Oh, Kevin Williams got sick too. Didn't he get really sick or something like that? He had some health issues too. Something.
26 was Jerome Henderson.
Jerome Henderson. I think Kevin Williams got sick or something like that too. You gotta watch him beating the Patriots, man. That's a fun game. Watch him beating the Colts. You can watch any Mark Sanchez game.
Stop commuting. Start driving. Introducing Alero.
Your local Oldsmobile dealers. And by the American General Financial Group. Live the life you imagine.
Giant Stadium aglow in the midwinter sunshine. These overhead shots being brought to you, provided by Southwest Airlines. First down, 3 wide receivers in for Vinny Testaverde and the Jets. Bottom of the 30, they lead by 10. Hardy fires it, caught by Corbett out to the 45-yard line. In front of Kevin Hardy and a quick strike. Number 16 to number 80 for a gain of 16.
Just watching this drive that just happened before by the New York Jets, followed up by a play like this.
Look at those routes, man. Look at that offense. Just
a box that has nothing to do but put his hands in front of his face because he's not sure where the punches are coming from.
How do you defend that too when you're worried about Curtis?
Got their gloves in front
Yep.
of their face. The Jets are hitting them.
16-yard gain in the first down out to the 46. Brady with the lead block, Curtis Morton. Out to the 48-yard line. Coming in just 3 days on CBS, Dan Rather, Bob Simon, Vicky Mabry, and Charlie Rose will bring you 60 minutes.
is that true? The last pass Quebec caught was from Brooks Bollinger? I didn't know that.
Was it?
On CBS, America's
That's a fun fact. I did not know that, Dan.
Vern, we saw Tom Coughlin go for it on that 4th down, get a touchdown, to get his team back in the game. And Bill Parcells, being the Bill Parcells everyone's come to know, in this situation, is going to jam this ball in the Jaguars' defense's face to try to put them back out of the game.
On your left, you see the CBS first down line. Here's Martin from Testaverde.
Look at the cutbacks, man. Look at the cutbacks.
Yeah, fly out there. There's somebody else.
Could be coming back.
Hold.
Donovan Darius trails Martin and makes the tackle.
Anytime a defender goes down with what you have to refer to as kind of a suspicious twisting motion, it's usually followed by a flag.
Holding number 70, offense.
Come on, O'Dwyer.
10 yards. Second down.
Option C.
Penalty on Matt O'Dwyer. Matt O'Dwyer right there. Got the right arm.
I don't see shit. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's a good call.
The body starts going down and twisting like that. Official standing on the sidelines. I've got a great sight line on that.
Matt O'Dwyer, part of a five-man front that has started every game this year. In the last 5
Charlie Weiss was the coordinator.
That's in regular season. Testaverde back.
Right back to it.
Look, same play, man. Go to your bell cow guy, man. It's just what you do.
3. It's out to make the stop.
Good anticipation by Charlie Weiss upstairs in this half so far for the New York Jets, in that he's thinking about what Dick Duron is wanting to do against his offense. Are they going to
Dude, that game too. That was dead.
attack me?
That was another good game.
Flick out the little short passes, the little screens to take a little bit of sting off the defense.
3rd and 5. 24-14. The Jets seemed to have this game put away when they were up 17-0. But Jacksonville scored on the final play of the half, a 52-yard toss. Here's Testaverde. Here's Dedrick Ward and Dave Thomas.
He had some zip, man. He just dropped back and just got rid of it.
This time 18 yards.
Clean
What you
pocket
say
on
earlier
some of
about
these
Dedrick
folks,
Ward, you worry about
Step
Keyshawn,
right into everything.
you worry
so.
about Wayne
He
Corbett.
drops back. He just looks,
Just
gets
let
rid
the
of it.
time you concentrate on just those two guys. All year long, Dedrick Ward has come in and made
He had
big,
so many
important
big catches,
plays.
man.
You saw that pad that Thomas was giving Dedrick Ward. That's respect to the speed. But Dedrick Ward is developing into a receiver that's not just a fast guy, but also able to go inside over the middle and make those kind of catches.
Second year out of Northern Iowa. First down.
22-8 on first downs. Jesus.
Fires in motion. Play action. Testaverde.
Again. Boom. Boom.
Curse all the moves, man. Just so many moves.
You see a first down.
First guy misses every time.
About 23-8 now. If this is a first down for Curtis Martin and the Jets, I mean that's a tail beating of biblical proportions when you're talking about a playoff game. That's dominance, and that usually means a team with a 23 is a very physical, well-tuned machine.
Now the stretch of the chain. Well, recall that back over one stretch in the second quarter, the Jets had 20 consecutive offensive plays. First down. That's
It's remarkable that they're still using that. Still using the chains after all these years, man. You know what I mean? Like that's just crazy. All the technology we have now.
Almost 30 minutes to 12.
Normally in a normal football game, it says 35-0, 38-3, kind of like that game yesterday in Denver. But it's been mental lapses on both sides of the ball that have kept this score where it is at 24-14.
Fires in motion. Double tight end set.
Guy was offsides. Kyle Brady finally caught one.
Got nailed too.
Stands at the 17-yard gain.
There's a great job of blitz pickup.
Offsides up top.
The Jaguars are trying to cheat.
Offside defense, number 51 in the neutral zone of the defense. The penalty is declined.
I think the whole stadium was shocked that Brady caught the ball.
Kevin Hardy, the linebacker, was trying to cheat up on the blitz. Trying to get that extra little step on Vinny Testaverde. Here's Hardy. See the little cheat?
Little cheat. Fuck, he's in the backfield already.
He couldn't get there in time.
And that hit right there would be illegal in today's game. And Brady'd probably be out of the game too with a concussion protocol. Right?
Oh, he's at least in the blue tent for
That didn't feel good for either guy.
Yeah, he gets smelling salts.
It never smells. He's all better.
He'd definitely be in the blue tent right now.
Tell Coach Paterno I'm fine.
Wow, isn't that crazy, man? That's just wild. And back on the field he goes. What a difference of 20 years makes, huh? Back on the field. Concussion, smelling salts, fine.
Who delivered the blow that sent him to the Jets sideline also remains on the field. First and goal, Jets up by 10. Inside camp, Curtis Martin stopped at the 1.
This guy with bad jokes.
What a great answering drive by the New York Jets. Tom Coughlin's football team put those points on the board, but Bill Parcells has come out, and whether they've attacked or whether they've sat back, Vinny Testaverde has made this Jags defense stay on its heels. Even the time they blitzed, when Kevin Hardy's coming, they lowered their hands to take a swing. Just about that time, Vinny dropped one in there to Brady.
Second and goal just inside the 2. Nick Giron, defensive coordinator of the Jaguars. Here's that toss play to Martin. Byers tries to hit.
The party is on, my friends.
Seeing a scene of real physical domination at time up front for the offensive line. You're also seeing guys like Jumbo Elliott and especially Kevin Mawai, the center. Look at Mawai.
Wide, look at him. He's just out there, man.
That's a 310-pound center.
Keith Byers, big block.
They don't make many of those, folks, in case you're wondering.
John Kidd's hold. Mawai leads the way for Curtis Martin's second touchdown of the ball game. This is a New York Jet team in the playoffs for the first time since '91. They started this season 0-2.
This is a play. Terrell Davis and the Denver Broncos have worked to perfection, and the Jets have picked it up, put a wrinkle or two in there with a pulling center. And Curtis Martin, I talked about him bringing it. He hasn't stopped bringing it since the early run.
Martin with 93 yards, 2 touchdowns now. And the New York Jets, winners of their last 6 in a row. And winners
can you imagine?
of the division title for the first time.
Division title, 6 in a row one.
Merger in 1970.
Imagine having a stream where we were winning 6 in a row. What would we even do to ourselves?
As much as we keep talking about the Jets offense, mainly because Tom Coughlin's defense is on the field so much against them, the Jags offense has to almost re-stretch and re-warm up every time they leave the field because the Jets are on it for so long when they have the ball.
2:16 to go before the end of the third. Barlow returned 188 yards last time out. Bob scores this one. And pays for it. Rob Holmberg, number 50.
When you're on a kickoff return, the last thing you want to do is stop. And if you're Rob Holmberg coming down on a kickoff, you'd love to see a guy just sort of just square up in the crosshairs and then stop. Thank you very much.
Who's that?
Rob Holmberg? Never heard of him.
Here's the toss to Fred Taylor. And Taylor.
Nice one. Ooh, nice step on.
It's a first down, Jacksonville. Ray Nickens.
It's like a 17-point game. Still a game.
A game of 16.
And the best part about that is you saw Jamal Anderson yesterday for the Atlanta Falcons deliver a couple of straight arms.
He just threw Corin Brown like he was nothing.
We've talked about the lower body strength of Fred Taylor. Watch his straight arm on Corwin Brown.
Boom.
Oof.
Little
Twice.
face massage,
Double
little
step on.
shoulder pat, out of
And
my
then,
way.
then trucks friggin' Nickens too.
First and 10. Mitchell in motion and Brunell back to throw. Finds the tight end out to the 37-yard line. Monday on CBS, Ray Romano and Kevin James team up to host CBS Tailgate Monday. It's a night of all new episodes and special surprises.
Cosby was still on.
So don't miss Cosby, King of Queens, Raymond and Becker, CBS Tailgate Monday. It's the only game in town on CBS, America's most watched network. Into the arms of Mo Lewis, number 57, who is Pro Bowl bound this year.
And really, if you've followed the Jets at all and followed the NFL for long and don't know about Mo Lewis, he's one of the great stories, finally getting to go to a Pro Bowl and being
He earned that. He was phenomenal in 98.
This guy has played football over these years. Even the years they were suffering and playing poorly, Mo Lewis was the defensive highlight reel for the Jets.
CBS first down line just inside the 40. Brunel hands it off to Taylor, who heads left and is
Now the crowd's really into it, man, because now you're sensing it. You're like, we're going to win this freaking game.
There's another example of cute. Remember the one that was an interception earlier? That was an attempt at cute on a short yardage play.
I just remember like banging on the seats all game, defense chants nonstop.
Trying to be cute, trying to be different,
especially in the second half.
being physical.
But Bill Parcells is trying to get himself a timeout. Thinks he's got the wrong defense on the ball on the field. He knows he's going to get the ball back. He's thinking about the clock. Talk about people never getting their heads out of the game. Bill wants it. Bill wants that timeout so he can get the ball back and keep the wind at his back.
Well, Bill Parcells got the timeout.
Well, it's a pretty good formula. You come there one year, and fourth year you go to the Super Bowl. He's got a team that's good, and at this rate, he'll get a chance to play for the conference championship. He did a strong job last time in New York of building a football team and really bringing some strong tradition back to the New York Giants. But this is beyond his expectations, and I think even the most rabid Jet fans' expectations what the Jets are doing this year.
Brian Barker on the punt, nearing the end of the third quarter. Megan waves everyone away. 36-yard punt. Nothing on the return. Women's basketball.
Let's go.
Second-ranked Tennessee goes
Connecticut's still number one.
to take on UConn. That's later.
That's when UConn was a powerhouse, I think, too, right?
As a matter of fact, it will
They're
follow
still a
the American
powerhouse, aren't
General NFL postgame report. Tennessee and
Is that
UConn.
Gino Oriana? What the hell his name
And
was?
you wondered why Bill Parcells called that timeout out there. You saw that kick into the wind, got stuffed by the wind, and then dropped and dribbled out of bounds. And you got it going with you. You're in this stadium, and no one knows the wind's here better than that guy right there. You take whatever advantage this place will give you.
Parcells is always on somebody's shit, man. He just don't care, man. I used to love when they were either losing or somebody would piss him off. The whole sideline around would be empty, man. He'd be by himself, just be nobody near him.
First down and 10. Here's the toss. Curtis Martin out to the 35-yard line. Arias makes the tackle, a gain of 7.
Fourth quarter we go.
He was going to rush for 100 yards.
That's real quick.
Guess what? He's at an even 100. He's got a quarter to add to his total. That's the
Curtis 2 touchdowns. Keyshawn 2 touchdowns.
back at Giant Stadium after this message and a word from your local station.
There's some really cool moments in the fourth quarter where they show the fans. It's so cool. Like, congratulations, Jet fans. You deserve it.
Boys and
It's
girls are
wild.
national champions in each of their respective age divisions in this weekend's NFL punt, pass, and kick national finals competition. Presenting the awards, Gene Washington represented Jacksonville Jaguars. In the fourth quarter this season, the comparisons between the two quarterbacks pretty stout.
Well, they're number 1 and 2 in the AFC. But, I'll tell you another little gem of a stat. We got a 100-yard rusher in this game. This year, there have been 144 100-yard rushers in the regular season. And when you had a 100-yard rusher, you won 75% of the football games.
There you go.
3rd and 1 for the Jets, and they have the 100-yard rusher. That's Baxter. And they toss it to Martin. Well, now he's under 100 yards. Kevin Hardy with a tackle number 51.
Well, what goes along with that thing with a 100-yard rusher?
Kevin Hardy was from Florida, right? Didn't he come out of Florida?
That play is not a good example of physical dominance. That play right there is an excellent example of a good
Like a top 3 pick. Some shit. He was great in college. I think he was from Florida. I forget.
University of Illinois. Today mentioned that he is the 3rd punter the Jets have used. They had Nick Gallery to open the season. Parcells unhappy with him, cut him after the first game. Re-signed the veteran Brian Hansen, but then after week 8 in Kansas City,
Brian Hansen, yikes.
Hansen assigned John Kidd. Driven down to the 36-yard line.
I don't know why. I have no recollection at all of John Kidd.
Me neither, dude. No, Illinois. That's where it was. Remember when he was drafted? He was good. He was so good in college.
All in all, a very pleasant day in New Jersey.
13 and a half minutes. Prime time. We advance. You ready?
Gotta hold on.
Shots provided today by Southwest Airlines. Mark Brunell with the toss to Taylor, who comes to the outside. Little juke move by Victor Green. His longest run of the day. A gain of 29.
Oh, camera's drunk.
Well, in case you wondered about Fred Taylor, that maybe he can't exactly run on AstroTurf and run what's a little cooler.
Down 17. Copland's still running the football.
Earlier runs already answered that question, but here you're going to see some good stuttering feet setting up Victor Green. And Victor Green, one of the surer tackles on this Jet football team, is lost first by Taylor, and then Green comes back and makes a tackle.
McCardell, top of the screen to the right. Jimmy Smith left and Mitchell in the slot. Smith in front of Chad Cascadden, number 53, gain of 6.
It's like this in the fourth quarter. You just stare at the clock, man. Keep the clock moving. Keep the clock moving.
Notice how it seems like the same players are on the field the entire time. Like they're not rotating guys in and out. You're not having D linemen only playing 60-70%. Like they're staying out there. Same 3-4 guys on the D line. Same linebackers are out there every play.
Re-established a sense of domination now. Here's Taylor weaving his way down to the 25-yard line.
The way they've done this, I think, offensively to start this drive is absolutely perfect for Mark Brunell.
Imagine this is us down 17 and not running the ball, not hurrying up. What are you doing? Jesus Christ. Taking your time?
He treats himself and he treats his players in the huddle. But there's no panic to it. This is excellent. They're down by 17 points. You got 12 minutes left. You know your football team has already given up 14 points off turnovers. Don't get overexcited and cause another turnover. Keep your poise.
First down.
What kind of measurement was that? Some horse shit.
At the 25. Now, a Jacksonville team that really kind of people forgot about in the last couple of weeks of the season. They were just thrashed by Minnesota 50-10. After losing to Tennessee, they did come back and beat Pittsburgh. Here's Brunell. And there's McCardell. Eden McCardell, number 87. At the 17-yard line.
You got Sean Green.
Well, the good job by Brunell is what he's doing here is he's moving the ball down, saying, okay, you're not going to let my guys get behind you. I'll run inside. I'll take the holes in the zone. Being very, very patient and not forcing balls.
2nd and 1. Taylor behind Shelton's block.
Just a methodical drive here, prime time, taking their time.
With the tackle.
Clock ticking down. They're just taking their time.
Mark Brunell's a quarterback that comes into the year with
especially the way the Jets are running the ball and the long drives they had on offense. It's an interesting approach.
Jet average 64-7. Second lowest for defense
Settling.
in the NFL. The blitzes, the packages, the fronts challenge a lot of people besides Mark Brunell.
1st and 10, Jaguars. And a flag prior to the snap. Bring this one back. Chad Cascadden was back to keep company with.
Prior to the snap, false start, 87 offense, 5 yards, first down.
Keenan McCardell.
That's a confidence wide receiver. There's never an excuse for doing this as a wide receiver. The twitch and quiver. You saw it wasn't really Keenan McCardell. It was Jimmy Smith that took a quick step there before the snap.
They do the same shit in today's game.
Watch the ball. Ignore the crowd. When that brown thing with the laces move, go ahead and run.
This has been a relatively error-free game. That's the third penalty on Jacksonville. The Jets have been tagged twice. 1st and 15. Blitz coming from New York. Brunel fires it out.
Oh,
damn it.
In front of Jimmy Smith, it was that combination that
That'd been a pick 6 right there.
this crowd at the end of the first half.
Oh, look at
Great break on that route, too.
his eyes probably tripled his size when he saw
Pick
this.
6. He,
His hands were in perfect position to pick that off, and Jimmy Smith's hands sort of collide and prevent the interception. I think he was trying to catch it more than he was trying to knock it away, but Otis Smith got a nice jump on Brunel's pass.
2nd and 15. Barlow wide right. Here comes the blitz up the middle. Brunel has to let it go early. And it is incomplete. Aaron Glenn, who's going back to the Pro Bowl, was back to cover Reggie Barlow.
And in Brunel's face was Brian Cox. And that attitude I told you about, that's
Cox
really
can fly in.
all over this Jet team. It's not just about the defense, it's that Brian Cox attack.
you know he'll hit you too. He don't give a rat's ass.
Actually, let up there.
Reggie Barlow back wide right against Aaron Glenn. 3rd and 15. Brunel in the end zone. Jimmy Smith, the 2nd of the day. That's for 19 yards.
Just fantastic execution.
He's defensive coordinator for the Lions, I think, isn't he? He interviewed for the Saints job.
Otis Smith's been working against Jimmy Smith. Otis Smith had a play.
It's like 3 big plays and like it's crazy, man.
A short throw.
That was a nice throw.
It just shows you like that pick 6 before that Otis Smith could have kind of iced the game too.
Otis Smith has no time to react.
Mike Hollis for the extra point. They did it again.
They're the thing that wouldn't leave. Just about the time you figure they're going away.
31-21, 10 minutes left.
All right, we still got this. All right.
Is sponsored by American Express. American Express.
Still, as a Jet fan, man, you're nervous at this point. You're like, oh, well, how do we find a way to fuck this up?
And by Budweiser. Now is the perfect
At this
time
point,
to
I was
enjoy a
hammered.
fresh cold
I didn't care. I was all fired up. I was drunk as shit too.
I think I was too young to be nervous.
Oh, I was
I hadn't
hammered.
experienced so much losing yet. So I thought it was the norm.
Saying hi to his dad, Jimmy Sr., and his mom, Etta. Jimmy Smith, whose own personal story is one of overcoming real heartbreak, out for an entire season in '94 after he was cut by the Eagles. Here's Dave Meggett, and he's nailed as he gets to the 20-yard line. He's made by Damon Shelton. Time call, 9:48, remaining in regulation.
Will someone cue the music?
Back to commercials.
Louis, what are you doing?
My family has been in this swamp
Louis.
for over 5,000 years.
Louis, I'm begging you.
During Prohibition, when the
I
swamp
love this
ran
commercial.
dry, my family
I have to watch
pulled
this. I'm
together.
gonna watch this.
My great-grandfather, the worm master,
Louis, that's enough.
and my grandfather, the fly master,
That's enough, Louis.
gathered up the flies and the worms to be saved.
Budweiser,
Handed
right?
down that brilliant
Yeah.
tradition to me, Louis.
Oh, Louis, you're begging for a pink slip.
That's outstanding.
I got this friend open up a clothing store on Madison.
9:48 to go in regulation. The New York Jets. Vinny Testaverde, Keyshawn Johnson. The figures number 27. Knox. Keyshawn Johnson out of bounds.
You know, Keyshawn's one of those guys that, yes, he talks a lot. He tells you what he's going to do and how well he's going to do it. But when he has a game like he has today, this is coming back in. Whether it's this long pass, into the corner on another pass, taking that big hit from Donovan Darius, taking the reverse for a touchdown, or the one you just saw. Keyshawn is a weapon that every single defense that faces this offense.
8 catches, 100 yards. There you go.
Over 100 yards on the 8 grabs today. 9:20 in the clock running. Quick setup by Testaverde. Finds Keith Byers.
Oh,
that drop.
Complete the play.
It's a bunch of drops, really. Death had one. Brady's had 2.
Yep.
That's the last thing you really expect from a guy like Keith Byers, though. He's
And you saw the same thing the following week, too.
as a running back, still listed as a running back, and the all-time receiving
right in the
tight
numbers.
end, or all-time receiving running back catching passes. You don't expect a guy like that to drop an easy one in his hands.
Keith Byers now in his 13th season. Second down. Testaverde left side. Corbett spins away from Kevin.
Look at that effort from Corbett.
Oh.
He fumbles.
Jaguars have recovered.
Got that.
Parcells claims down by contact. There's Dave Thomas. Hardy with a hit.
Corbett was twisting and trying to reach out and get that first down. From my angle, looked like he was in the air as that ball was ripped out of his grasp. That's some opportunistic defense. And that's just the mistake Tom Coughlin and his offensive coaches were looking for. Another chance for Brunel to get out on the field. Sometimes extra effort and second effort can be used against you. First, Hardy goes by him. Then Hardy knocks it out. Clearly a fumble. Knocked down. Recovered by Thomas.
Second jet turnover. Jacksonville has 3. First down. Here's the toss to Fred Taylor. Comes left and Taylor.
This is where the nerves are big time kicking in. Now you're like, this is all the Jets' curses of the past come in.
And Mo Lewis, number 57.
Well, you see a running back stuttering like that. There's only one
Dwayne
reason
Gordon?
that happens. Onside's been stuffed, and he's looking backside for something to do. Onside was being played very well by Pleasant and everybody on that side. But Chad Cascade was the backside linebacker. Was right where he wanted to cut back, and he couldn't do it.
Under 8 to play. Brunel, blitz coming. Dwayne Gordon, and it's knocked in the air. Gordon coming on the blitz, number 54.
Game should never be this close right now, prime time.
This is going to leave Mark Brunel, another one of those 3rd and long. He was good at in the first half. It's all set up by Dwayne Gordon. A hesitation
against the pressure.
Brunel wants to run a screen. Was not expecting that late blitz by Gordon. Gordon's right in the passing lane.
Mark Brunel saying last night, 3rd down defenses are the most complicated thing they'll face. 3rd and 9. Brunel, diving try from the Cardell, incomplete.
Nope. Out of bounds.
8:12 to go.
Well, Jacksonville hesitation here. If you didn't hesitate on the 1 yard line, you're not going to hesitate on 4th down now. Brunel just didn't have enough elevation. He had plenty of gun and
He was open, too.
But Smith couldn't get all, or McCardell couldn't get all the way down on it.
He almost caught that shit.
Barlow and McCardell off to the right.
Don't
Jimmy Smith to the left. 4-man rush. Left side, contact at the 25 and the flag.
It's a flag. Yep.
Come
I
on.
remember that. I remember that.
Jimmy Smith.
I remember that.
Against Jimmy Smith.
Maybe not. From Victor Green's reaction.
Defensive pass interference.
Yep, I remember that. Then I was losing my mind. I'll never forget. I'm like, what?
Smith looked to be stopping as a
This is when you're like, oh, shit.
Jimmy Smith looked to run right through Bill
Gotta be
Parcells'
fucking the worst at this point.
That's Parcells' welcome to the Jets moment. He's like, oh my God, is this really happening?
Smith establishes position, starts moving towards the
Smith
pass,
pushed him down.
runs right through him.
A 13-yard penalty, first down. 8:08 to go. Play fake, Brunel across the middle, wide open.
Oh.
Wide open, he drops it.
Dropped it. Something about that 88.
Dropped it.
Thank God.
You feel the momentum build. You get a break like that on a penalty. You go for the big play.
Wide
It's
open.
There, it's perfect. And
Wide
David
open.
Jones, the young tight end, is worried about running with the ball after he
There's
catches
Victor
it.
coming.
Forgets about part A, and he knows it.
2nd and 10. Brunel for Mitchell, who has popped at the 23-yard line by Brian Cox. And the clock under 8 now, 7:50 remaining.
You see Mark Brunel in the second half threw a lot of passes out in the flat areas.
They have no sense of urgency at all.
Something that
Nope.
Doug Flutie
Getting the
had
play in,
success
huddling
against
up.
this Jets defense in the second meeting. It's one of Flutie's strengths is the arm speed and velocity of the outside passes, and Brunel's done it very well, especially on this drive.
12-27.
3rd and 4. Good protection for Brunel. Now he scrambles.
Get him.
Keep in mind that high ankle sprain.
Short.
And he is caught and dropped at the 19-yard line, nowhere near the mobility one is expected from Mark Brunel.
An excellent job by
That's
Ray
his
Mickens.
knee was fucked up.
Mickens came up and just prevented Mark Brunel from getting that first down. Because watch Brian Cox and the defense collapse inside, setting up Mark Brunel's ability to move out. Now watch, here comes Mickens. Good heads-up play by Mickens. Jags will go for a field goal.
Mike Hollis is the most accurate field goal kicker statistically in NFL history. Had 4 last week and knocks the
Got ourselves a ball game, prime time.
6 minutes and 38 seconds remain in regulation.
17-point lead is down to 7.
I can't believe they let it get back to a 7-point game. Yeah, dominate.
The Turk family all have one thing in common.
Who you want to see what a gun does?
The love for living on the edge. Turks, coming January 21st to CBS Thursday.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by United Airlines, rising as a daily commitment to make flying more civilized. And by First Union, your guide to the financial world.
7-point game.
This full house of overwhelming Jet fans unable to celebrate.
The big play was that pass interference called on Otis Smith. Smith breaking on the ball. Jimmy Smith never even got close to going to any kind of a break to get to that pass.
How do you come out here? Come out throwing? Come out running the ball?
Running the ball. Run the ball, Curtis Martin.
Here's Hollis's kick, and Megan comes up, grabs
As
it
you shit your pants.
to the 30, and now to the 33. Lamanza Williams, number 74, makes the tackle.
Legend was he was 1. He's 1 year old for this game.
17-0, 24-7, 31-14. Here we are with 6.5 to go, and Otis Smith wondering what must we do to put these guys away.
You ain't kidding.
The key to putting this game away, 6.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. You look at those 5 guys up front. Bill Parcells has in his offensive line.
Go, Vinny.
You take this ball and you go away with it. You physically reestablish
Yep. Run the
dominance
football.
you had early in this game, and the Jacksonville Jaguars should never get this ball back if you take the proper running approach.
Elliott, Berger, Mawai, O'Dwyer, Fabini, the rookie, along with Kyle Brady, the tight end. Martin, out to the 35-yard line. Kelvin Pritchett makes the tackle, and we check in with Michelle McCoy.
You're right. I did leave home.
Jets facility this week. Wanted Jaguars reward
true.
$32,500. That's the amount each Jet.
And I didn't get home till like 1 o'clock in the morning either. After this game, we were out all night partying.
Of a player leaving a stadium after losing a playoff game. The caption read, "One mistake at the wrong time can send you packing for the year." And he's told his players, you don't want to be the player who makes that mistake, guys.
Thanks, Michelle. 2nd and 9. Testaverde will throw. No, he won't.
Oh, God.
No, he will not.
And now the nerves kick in, the anxiety kicks in.
Consecutive start gets the sack.
Some good clutch defense by Jacksonville. First, they stuffed the run with Yurkovich and Pritchett.
Now your same old Jets moments kick in.
This guy's made a lot of big plays for the Jaguars defense.
Your buzz goes away really quickly.
And this defense is one more play away of stopping this Jets offense and getting Brunell on the offense the ball back.
3rd and 14 from the 30. Meggett is in. So also is Dedrick Ward. He comes to the right. Johnson and Corbett to the left. That's Fred Baxter in motion. Testaverde steps up and fires it across the middle.
Look at that.
Keyshawn Johnson. What a big play that is, man. 3rd and 14.
That was huge.
From one-time first draft choice in the league to another.
What an enormous play that was.
Johnson came in this game with more first down catches than any other receiver tandem in the league. Keyshawn's had a huge game today. And who do you go to when you really absolutely need
What
that
a
first
friggin' play. 3rd and 14.
and the other offense off the
Ballsy
field?
play call, too.
Then you're to your biggest and best target at wide receiver, Keyshawn Johnson.
9 catches, 121 yards. First down and 10. 4:33 to go.
Jumbo just mauled him. Hey. What are we doing here? What are we doing?
It's very fitting what Michelle said about Bill Parcells is putting that picture up there. Those were New England Patriot players on the wall. They were leaving Foxborough after having lost to the Jaguars last week. And one mistake can send you packing at the wrong time. And Bill's seen his team make a couple suitcases full of mistakes. And Tom Coughlin's football team on the other side has made a luggage compartment full of mistakes if you're packing bags. But right now, Coughlin's team is only 1 touchdown down.
1st and 15 from the 45. Boston Martin, Jumbo Elliott.
Look at that cut. Look at that.
Cut
Holy
back, man.
shit, man. So fun.
Shows you how good Curtis was, man. So good.
Before Hardy got him.
Something
Jacksonville does a nice job onside of defending this play. And I will say onside initially. Here's onside. Jumbo's going to pull. The defense reacts. But watch the backside gap and the fold down develop.
That
for Curtis
cutback
Martin
isn't
in the
crazy,
cutback.
man.
It's stuffed
Look at this.
onside.
Goodbye.
And Curtis Martin feels lack of unfriendly color in the way of jerseys
Nice
behind
job by
them.
Dedrick Ward downfield.
Fabulous job of cutting back in a critical situation for the Jets.
Martin's so good.
Clock still runs, 3:40 to go. Testaverde. Curtis Martin.
There you go. Let's keep going.
Jets at the 35.
Snapping the ball, 1 second left on the clock. They're doing all this shit right here.
Coming up on the American General postgame show, back across the Hudson, Jim Nance, Marcus Allen, Brent Jones.
I can't wait for the moment, man, where he's like, "Congratulations, Jet fans!" Because the crowd's going nuts, and they had somebody has a banner in the stadium. They had the. You'll see. It's such a cool moment, man.
Some serious screws to tighten down before you face a team like the Broncos. You make these kind of mistakes against Denver, and you'll be lucky if they only score 38 on you.
Again, nice defensive play by Eddie Mason, number 53, and the Jaguars will use one of their timeouts. And the clock stopped with 2 minutes and 44 seconds remaining. Bill Parcells, in his second year, would love more than anything to become the first coach in history to take 3 teams to the Super Bowl. Of course, he won 2 titles with the Giants. He got the Patriots into the Super Bowl a couple of years ago, and an amazing turnaround for this team, but they can't put Jacksonville away.
A couple of times I've referred to Jacksonville as the thing that wouldn't leave. And Tom Coughlin's team has had injuries. Tom Coughlin's team, though, has a lot of experience, and no one has ever doubted their heart. And they have shown you a huge heart today. Down by 17.
Funny, you know, Edward, I do too, man. I made a collage out of it. I have all the articles from this game.
Saw a bunch of teams around that time.
Their ability to take advantage of the mistakes that Vinny and the Jets have made.
Well, 2:44 remaining in this one. The winner goes into Denver. That game a week from today at 4 o'clock Eastern time. 2nd down and 10. Reverse Johnson.
Go, Keyshawn.
Mawai again. Look at Mawai out there. Holy shit.
18-yard gain.
What a game for him, man. Just such a I was an enormous Keyshawn fan.
Hard onside reaction.
An unbelievable playoff performance, man.
You've got O'Dwyer, you've got Mawai, and you've got
I don't remember them using him so much on like the end arounds stuff.
They didn't. They saved it for the playoffs.
Look at O'Dwyer and Mawai. You get a
Quebec got in there.
And now's when you fall to the ground or cut inside. You don't go out of bounds and stop.
Yeah, he blew it there.
Second reverse for the day, 28 yards. He got a touchdown from 10 out, and timeout is called
timeout
by the New York
Vinny.
Jets. That's their last, and it comes with 2:37 to go.
Imagine having no timeouts with only a 7-point lead. Can you imagine this stream? We were streaming this game like live. We'd be out of our minds. Like Keyshawn didn't go out of bounds. We just blew a timeout. Like, what are we doing?
About Keyshawn Johnson,
Muppets and puppets and shit going on.
About Jamal at the end of that game.
You know, going through Bill Parcells' mind right now is somehow, some way, get this clock down to 000 so he doesn't have to look at this Jaguars offense on the field.
Tonight on CBS, he's got to be the
Weezy
world's
Bank
most
died during that
dishonest TV reporter. At least he was until he got caught and went to jail. Meet him tonight on 60 Minutes. That's followed by Touched by an Angel. Then it's the 25th Annual People's Choice Awards, an all-star celebration hosted by
I can
Ray
just
Romano
imagine,
with
man.
live
Just we'd be
performances
losing our
by
minds.
Garth Brooks, Elton John, and
Just
Leanne
Keyshawn,
Ryan.
stay in bounds. Blowing no timeouts left. 7-point game. What are we doing?
Another nice drive answering by the New York Jets. Not the physical kind. They've done it with different types of plays. But so far in this game, the Jets have 426 yards offense and 29 first downs to go along with Vinny's stats.
And only a 7-point lead.
Working the clock a little more with
Look at that.
Marcus Martin down to the 14-yard line. Joel's
Run that clock
the tackle. Jacksonville uses the second of its 3 timeouts. Winner of this one goes into Mile High.
Ugh.
And they will take on the Denver Broncos.
Trader wanted to do that one
Yesterday over Miami.
I'll never watch that game
Denver
ever.
in defense of its first World
Never.
Championship at home with the AFC
I'll set that one out.
Championship game next Sunday afternoon at 4. It begins with the NFL Today.
I was depressed for like 2 weeks.
Eastern time.
10-0.
We are 2 days shy of the 30-year anniversary of the most shocking Super Bowl victory, I think, ever. Joe Namath guaranteeing victory in Super Bowl III, and the New York Jets winning it over the Colts 16-7. That was January 12th, 1969. And this young team, remember this one?
No.
This was a football team, another team that wouldn't go away against a favored team. They decided to come out and be physical and not believe the hype. Randy Beverly making that pick in the end zone. He and Johnny Sample had career days against the Colts that day.
Keith Byers in motion. Testaverde will
Throwing the ball.
I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
He's going to be marked out at about the 6-inch line.
What the fuck are they throwing the ball?
I'll never forget that. I'm like, what is he doing?
The far official was coming in, pointing at the ground.
That was like old school, Vinny.
Tom Coughlin trying to make the point.
Imagine we were streaming this.
Coughlin wants the touchback.
An interception.
Oh, it broke something.
And 1 yard line.
Could you imagine?
Why did you try to take it out of the end zone, too?
This headset would have been gone. Microphone would have been gone. I would have thrown all kinds of shit.
Donovan Darius taking advantage of Vinny Testaverde.
Game was over.
Getting that pressure.
That's it. Just run the ball, man.
Right there.
There's no reason to throw that ball at all.
Darius would have done well just to stay right where he was. There was nowhere to go.
Man, why did you try to go out of the end zone?
And then he's down.
This stream would have been off the rails.
Bryce Pop, but Darius should have never come out of there.
Jacksonville has 1 timeout remaining. There's a hit.
Fumble your ass.
Incomplete pass. No control.
Just run the ball, kick the field goal. This game is over. Instead, we have this.
This is way.
I really don't remember them having the ball with a chance to tie it in the fourth.
I do.
Jimmy Smith.
I
Out of
remember
my mind.
they made a little push at the end. They made it closer. I don't remember them having a chance to tie the game, though.
It's bouncing around. He does not have possession. He does not have the second foot.
Especially like that, too.
It's true.
Second down. Here's Brunell. Retreats to the end of the end zone and scrambles.
Get him.
Chased by Cascadden. Runs out of bounds with 2:11 left in the clock.
And Brunell used to be a much better runner. He had a bad knee. He used to be really mobile.
This will go straight to the top, I'm sure, of Mark Brunell's list. Who's to add to that 11 career fourth quarter comebacks. Bill Belichick trying to change things up for Bill Parcells' defense.
33.
Incomplete.
Nope.
Intended for McCardell. There's a flag.
Yep.
Ray Mickens defending the flag.
For me, it's the Denver game because this team was so good.
They were equally heartbreaking, but I think Pittsburgh was probably just a little bit more because it was back-to-back years. I thought this was either finally really get over the hump. I was too young for this game for the Denver game to really be that heartbroken over it. Figured he'd be back every other year.
We'll find out which one. Didn't happen on the outside. Must have been inside.
So who's the flag on?
87. McCardle. He pushed off Mickens.
Oh, they called it off?
Oh.
Mhm.
That penalty is declined.
Fourth down.
The official in the deep middle calling Tom Coughlin's receiver McCardell for grabbing the arm of the receiver in the slot right there. 87 McCardell working against Otis Smith. Working against Mickens. I think that's a bad call.
Fuck you, Randy Cross.
4th and 3.
Didn't really look like he pushed off.
Brunell into the end zone, being
Get him.
chased, escapes the tackle, heaves it out, caught by McCardell.
No.
No.
Oh.
Now the party really begins.
Mark Brunell does everything physically possible to avoid a sack, to avoid a safety, to keep his team alive. McCardell cannot come down.
Ooh.
Fucking close, though.
We were in, too. Good held on.
In the end zone, being chased by James Ferrier.
This is how close the Jaguars
It's close.
came for this drive to continue. The ball, the hands, the feet are in. Just the hands won't cooperate.
The New York Jets, 159.
Run the ball.
Championship game.
Did they learn from the last one?
Curtis Martin will work on the clock. Jacksonville uses its final timeout.
This has been a game that's been about heart and mistakes for the Jacksonville Jaguars. They made the mistakes and got themselves
How many
in
mistakes the
hole,
Jets made?
but they had the heart to keep coming back, keep
That's the thing,
fighting
all
from those
right. That was way
deficits.
too long.
Bill Parcells' Jets at times were physically dominant and as sharp as you've seen them in this 1998-99 season.
Look,
But
Glenn
also
Foley.
made some pretty critical errors to enable the Jacksonville Jaguars to do what they've done.
Final crowd count has just
That's
been
Foley?
announced, Randy, the largest gathering
Yeah, the beard.
ever in this stadium. More than 78,000 have jammed in here. They've been waiting to explode for the better part of 3 quarters. Coming up on the American General postgame show, we'll go back across the Hudson.
God, I miss atmospheres like that, man.
It gets wild at the end, man. It's just crazy.
John Elway will appear live and preview the Arizona-Minnesota game that's coming up on the final one of this quartet.
Look at Parcells, like, seriously? Like, what the fuck, man? Just snap the ball, run it.
Hoping to apply a period to the paragraph, and they got a comma instead. O'Dwyer with the penalty. The executive producer of CBS Sports, Terry Ewert.
It's just never easy. Never easy.
By Mike Arnold. Coordinating director of the NFL on CBS is Larry Cavallina. The associate directors of today's game, Andy Goldberg and Brian Lilly. The broadcast associates, Tom Capolo, Peter Smith, and Rick Angelo. Our statisticians, Dave Clancy and Chuck Gardner, and our spotter, Chris Helen. Curtis Martin to the 10-yard line. Kevin Hardy with the tackle.
On the clock.
You gotta feel, Vern, you gotta feel good for these Jet fans. Look at that, 30 years,
Yep.
but worth the wait.
I remember that.
About that great game by Joe Namath almost 30 years ago down there in Miami. And how many years did
I miss everything about that stadium. The scoreboard, crowd, all of it.
Bill Parcells has
So
come
sad
in here
for Cade fans.
and made this
Something
team
like that.
into a disciplined force.
A disciplined force. They made like 4 million mistakes this game.
They didn't have too many penalties, though.
And it will be fourth down.
Kick the field goal. Call this a game.
Produced by Eric Mann and directed by Bob Matina. We'll go back to our broadcast center in less than 50 seconds. Well, Tom Coughlin, Bill Parcells, we're associates here. Bill Parcells chatting with us in his office Friday said, here's the tough thing about coaching against my friend. I know this, at the end of the game, one of us will have one more game at least for which we can prepare. The other one is going to think about the off-season program, the mini camps, the training, just to get back to this spot. Here's John Hall's field goal. There's the period to the paragraph.
There's the ball game, my friends.
Let's go.
You saw that look on Bill Parcells' face. He knows the work he's got ahead of him. Going against the
That's a big fucking jacket. Holy shit.
Stay warm, man. It's cold out there.
Oh, he's just got his pads underneath? It's huge.
Tom Coughlin's reaction. Did we get it? And knowing that he's the one that has the mini camps in the preseason and next year's regular season, look forward to try to get back to this spot.
I miss this. This is what it's all about, man. Listen to that crowd.
Curtis Martin today, though, Vern, was the difference. What a fabulous job of running obsessed behind a powerful offense.
That's when Jet games were Jet games.
Yep.
$124 yards, 36 carries, 2 touchdowns.
You also can't ignore what Keyshawn Johnson did. I mean, Bill Parcells' offense knew they would have to bring the whole package.
Such an awesome environment, man.
Easy. They gave him an awful lot of that package.
1995, this Jets team won 3.
And unlike other games, not a fan left, man. Everybody's there to the final whistle, man.
Everyone stay right to the end.
Recovered by Jacksonville at the 40 with 20 seconds to go. They hired Bill Parcells to come in 2 years ago. The team went 9-7 last year. They had a stretch in the middle of the season during which Parcells challenged the Jets and said, this is going to give us an idea of how good we can be. During that 6-game stretch, the Jets won 5 and lost 1.
Yep.
And the loss, shockingly, was to Indianapolis. But they came back and won their last.
They lost a bad game to the Rams, too. That's when he said that.
The AFC Championship game.
And if you're a Jet, you can enjoy this win. It's a playoff win, and it's big. You won ugly. There's plenty of stuff to improve by next week. That late
You won ugly. We won. Did we even want to playoff game fucking forever before that? Douche.
Right side.
Keyshawn.
Boom. Exclamation point. What a fucking game. Receiving touchdown, rushing touchdown, a pick, fumble recovery.
Keyshawn grabbed it. Keyshawn Johnson. Not only is he contributing to reverses on runs and passes.
Tell you, man. Fumble recovery, interception, rushing touchdown, receiving touchdown, 100 yards. Can't do better than that in a playoff game.
And if you're going deeper than the deepest, but bigger than most, and better hands than everybody, let Keyshawn do it.
And as he got up, he was heard to whisper, "Just throw me the damn ball."
Yeah, Keyshawn had the interception, man. I'm telling you, it's one of the best playoff performances you could have from a player, man. From a receiver, it's crazy.
I don't need it.
Listen to that crowd, man. That's what we need. This.
That's the part I missed the most.
Face a huge
Yep.
task going into Mile High Stadium next week. Vinny Testaverde cannot make mistakes against the Denver Broncos, and the Jets.
Listen to that. That's just what it's all about there, man.
Offense they've seen all year long, and that includes the 49ers.
We partied that night, dude. I think up like 2 o'clock in the morning. We started tailgating at 7 in the morning. It's almost a full day of partying.
I had school the next day.
I had work the next day. Dude, when I walked in, my manager was like, "What are you even doing here? How are you functioning?"
And advanced to the AFC Championship game. This time, just a little more of an accomplishment.
Took the game ball with him.
Yep.
How cool is that, man? See, want to see the press conference? Keyshawn got more picks than the play than Jamal Adams.
That's cool.
And now they get ready to head west to Mile High Stadium.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed it, man. We could do more if you want. Find some games. That was a pretty good stream, pretty good video the guy has. So,
love to do more of these.
Thank you guys for joining us tomorrow, 3 o'clock. Chiefs Bengals. Go Bengals. And we'll talk to you later.
Good night.